latest failures and what changes could be coming this offseason. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. And if you're over 50, there's a good chance you're dealing with an enlarged prostate. Waking up at night, weak stream, all of it. Here's the good news. PAE, prostate artery embolization, is minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatment with near zero impact on sexual function. Lakewood location, personalized care. Visit coloradoae.com.
Non-stop rodeo action at Cheyenne Frontier Days. Contestants competing for more than $1 million and the most coveted championship title. Every ride and every run counts. No second chances. It's sudden death. Move on or ride off into the sunset. Only at the daddy of them all. Rodeo tickets on sale now at cfdrodeo.com. Cheyenne Frontier Days, the wildest ride in the West.
I've got to tell you about Schomp Honda. If you're looking for an SUV that can handle Colorado, check out the new 2026 Honda CR-V. It's comfortable, capable, and perfect for everything from your daily drive to weekend getaways. Right now, Schomp Honda has the largest inventory since before COVID, so you've got more options than ever. And I love this. Schomp Honda does things differently. Their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy means a fair price up front and way less time at the dealership. They never charge dealer handling fees.
Trucking companies and their insurers have teams of lawyers ready to protect their bottom line the moment an accident happens. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been going toe-to-toe with them on behalf of seriously injured victims in Colorado. We know how to investigate these cases, build them, and win them, and we won't stop fighting until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you've been seriously injured in a trucking accident, call us today. The Wilhite Law Firm, 303-GOOD-LAW, or visit wilhitewins.com.
Spring is the perfect time to get your AC tune-up before the heat arrives. 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning offers tune-ups, repairs, and replacements 24/7. Book at onehouraircolorado.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
This Memorial Day, the best price of the summer is here at Elitch Gardens. Buy 2 season passes and get each for just $69.99. That's $15 off per pass. Enjoy unlimited thrills, splash all summer in the water park. And come back for unforgettable events like dazzling drone shows, kids' favorites like Blippi and Mika, dive-in movies, festivals, and more. Don't miss your chance to lock in the best value of the season. Get your passes now at elitchgardens.com.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567. 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver.
Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you here on a Wednesday, a dark day, as we are sort of mourning the season of the Colorado Avalanche as they were promptly swept out of the Western Conference final last night. And the now biggest question facing Denver sports, and I don't even think it's close. Will Jared Bednar be back with the Colorado Avalanche?
Oh, man. I was hoping we didn't have to have this conversation, Z.
I mean, it's low-hanging fruit. We have to. We have to have this conversation. And the reality is we could get an alert on our phone any second that's saying that's the case. Where are you at with Jared Bednar? This is a hard conversation to have because you and I are both massive fans of Bedsy.
No doubt, Z. I love Jared Bednar. I love what he brings to the table. I love what he stands for. One of the coaches where he's so smooth, and although you can tell that he can get frustrated, he never shows it. And for a player that's been with coaches that wear their heart on their sleeves, but also sometimes their mouth tone and they're not as emotional as you want them to be.
Right.
I feel like Bednar, he could be in the middle of it.
Sure.
And he has had so much success, has been with the Avs for 10 years. And I don't want to see the man go. And you know what, Z? Taking a step back, throwing the emotion away, and not trying to be a fan, and the first thing everybody wants to do is fire somebody.
Right.
Fire the coach.
Right.
Fire the players. First thing we want to do. And after that game, that's how I felt at the beginning. But then I took that step back, really thought about it. And you brought it up, and actually you asked me, if we get rid of Jared Bednar, then who do you go to that can help bring this Colorado Avalanche team another championship, bring this state another championship? And I'm sitting back there, and there's some candidates out there that I'm sure that we'll talk about throughout the week.
Sure.
But a guy who's been through the thick of things with this team, knows these players, has been by their side through the tough times, through the great times, has been Jared Bednar. A guy that you can rely on who's been very consistent, that you know what you're going to get out of him, and he's going to have his team ready to play in the regular season, and you're going to always have a chance to get to a championship. That's what we're looking for, just a chance. That's Jared Bednar, Z. I don't want to see the man go, and I don't believe that he is going to go. One, I think that you need to sit Nathan McKinnon down and Kel, two of your leaders, two of your star players, and Gabe, too, because he's the captain, sit those three down and ask them what they want. If they got rid of Jared Bednar, how would they feel about it? It's not necessarily telling them that they have all power.
Did they already tell you, though?
Why do you say that? Why do you say it like that?
Yeah.
Their actions?
These guys know what was at stake last night. Like, I think that they know that had they lost that game, there's a good chance that Jared Bednar would be fired. Being swept makes like things unequivocal. Yeah. There's no room for interpretation. So those guys, I would venture to guess, knew what was at stake last night with 48 hours between Game 3 and Game 4 to think about what the ramifications of a win and a loss would mean. It did not look like they fought for him last night. It did not. It looked like they rolled over and died and were ready for the season to be over. And if that is your actions and that is your behavior, and this is with the assumption that they have an understanding that what's at risk here with Bednar specifically, and maybe every guy they didn't, but you can't tell me an entire locker room of guys didn't think, man, if we lose again, because there's been a lot of losing surrounding the 1 year where they won it. It just didn't look like a group that fought for Jared Bednar last night.
But you know what, Z? It didn't look like a group that fought for themselves. Like, let's start with that. You can't fight for another man if you ain't going to fight for yourself. Like, you're the one out there putting that on display. not Jared Bednar. He had a game plan. You guys got to go out there and execute, and sometimes play above the X's and O's. They didn't do that. I mean, Nathan McKinnon, Kale, Gabe, they didn't do that as a collective group. So, like, if that is the case and you're saying, hey, well, I'm not playing for you, I don't care if you get fired, well, do it for yourself. Do it for your legacy. Not everybody gets the opportunity to be a professional player and be at the highest level and be looked at as an all-star, a superstar, and have a chance to win multiple championships, and you lay an egg. That's a disappointment, and it's embarrassing to even have to go home and talk to your kids and be like, Daddy didn't do it.
Yeah, for the name on the front or the back of the jersey. Yeah, there was
Lee.
very little pride. Very little pride. They went out with a whimper, didn't they?
And so for me, it's like, I truly think that all of them respect Jared Bednar.
Oh,
Because
yes.
If that wasn't the case, then I think we would have heard about it from the start of the regular season. I think for them, they ran out of gas, and they didn't even have enough to protect their own damn selves, let alone say, hey, we're going to do it for you, coach. They couldn't do it for themselves, and that's an issue. And I don't know why, but that was the issue.
Well, this is not a situation where Bednar sucks, he's got to go.
No.
Bednar can't coach, he's got to go. Jared Bednar has won a championship in the ECHL, the AHL, and the NHL. The guy knows what he's doing. He was the right coach for a long time here. But I just wonder, it's got less to do with Bednar and more to do with the life cycle of sports and messages that get lost and a tone that falls flat and a personality type who is so chill. I mean, Jared Bednar, this guy, like, he's in the middle of the fire and you wouldn't know it. I mean, he's just cool as a cucumber.
He is.
And do they need tougher love? Do they need just a new voice? And that's not unique to Jared Bednar. Pat Riley told us this. After 10 years, you shouldn't be there. And so,
do you think that Betsy's out the door? Like, do you think? I'm not asking, like, do you want him? Like, do you think? 10 years. You got done talking about that. A bunch of scars because you didn't get to the mountaintop when you should have.
Man, I'm going to say no. Ultimately, I'm going to say no. But it's like 51% to 49%. I'm haggling back and forth here. Like, at the end of the day. Because I sat there and listened to that Chris McFarland press conference last week. The pre-conference finals press conference.
Yeah.
And to hear Chris McFarland gush about Jared Bednar in one of those responses, like, these guys, they were talking about how long they've worked together. And I think if you're Chris McFarland, and we can't talk about this with Chris McFarland in a vacuum because ultimately the buck stops on Joe Sakic's desk.
For sure.
And Sakic did not look happy during this series, did he?
No, he did not. It looked like he had a couple words.
Yeah.
When he got to the locker room where he was in his suite, walking down, and he did not look like a happy camper.
And if this has been the trend, this is not an anomaly. This has been the rule, not the exception. The exception to the rule is the 2022 Cup final. And I think that I know Joe Sakic does not want to fire Jared Bednar, and I know for damn sure Chris McFarland doesn't. And if those two guys are the decision makers, and it doesn't mean that firing him, paying him out another year because he's only got the 1 year left on his contract, and then doing a search and hiring a new coach and new staff, man,
Phil, Josh Kroenke doesn't want to pay for a coach that's just going to be sitting there on his couch.
Probably not, right? Probably not. So I've gone back and forth over this all day. Because it's like, I mentioned Mike Shanahan yesterday. If Mike Shanahan can get fired, he's the greatest coach in the history of this town. Anyone can get fired. But when you fired Mike Shanahan, did you hire a better coach? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And I understand that the wheels came off at the end of that season, and the Broncos had missed the postseason a handful of years. But you hired Josh McDaniels. It turned out to be a flaming disaster. A flaming, embarrassing disaster. But you just flamed out in the Western Conference Finals in flaming, embarrassing fashion as well. So it feels like, man, it's like a rock and a hard place here. We talked about this yesterday. You move on from Jared Bednar. My guess is he's going to get hired in 5 minutes.
Why would he not? His track record, right? The history there. He's a great coach.
But we also did say this about Michael Malone, too.
Yeah.
And he's now coaching a college team.
But also, I think for Michael Malone, he's looking at the landscape saying, "Oh, I don't really want to take that job. I don't want to be with Chicago."
Maybe.
Would you?
Maybe. You may be right on that. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know. Michael Malone, I don't know where his heart at. But also, when they're going to give you $50 million too.
Yeah, and it's North Carolina of all schools.
North Carolina, blue blood.
But like the assumption that you're going to pull a lever and things are going to get better. Like I'm hearing David Carl's name out there, right? The coach at DU, and he's fantastic.
The man wins.
But you're in a Stanley Cup window, and you're going to hire a first-time NHL coach that's coming from the college ranks. He's not even like an assistant in the NHL, the way that even David Adelman was, and that's aging poorly. I never liked that in the first place, but at least he was in the league, a long-time top assistant. Maybe it would work great, but I would say, man, like windows are so tricky, and this is such an important hire. I don't, much like the energy I had going into the Adelman hire, I don't believe it should be a first-time head coach in this era of Avalanche hockey. So if you're going to pull that lever, make sure whatever door opens up for that next coach, it's someone who can look these boys in the eye and say, I've been here before. I was where you was. Here's where someone like John Tortorella, who obviously he's probably a formality. He's going to re-sign with Vegas, but like that was the right hire. They pulled the right lever. It was a championship coach inheriting a championship level roster who had done it before, and he was the right guy for the job. Who is that? Again, maybe it is David Carl. I don't know the future, but I would just be very careful going with the inexperienced non-NHL coach.
I mean, it's never greener on the other side. And that's a lot of things you do. I mean, for myself, with the Denver Broncos, I thought, okay, cool. Like they're going to release me. I'm going to go to Houston and I'm going to revamp my career and I'm going to have a great year. I didn't do that. They didn't let me do it. It was miserable. And I look back at it, I'm like, damn, I really wish I could have stayed in Denver, home, be with the Denver Broncos where I'm loved and the energy is there. And for somebody, maybe even for Chris McFarland and Sakic, if they decide to let go of Jared Bednar, it's not always greener on the other side. And if you do mess up and you get the wrong coach in the building, it's going to be a disaster.
But I also don't think what could potentially go wrong is a good enough reason to not do something aggressive if you believe in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yes, there's risk involved, moving on from Jared Bednar. Do I think they're going to do it? Man, I go back and forth. I'll say I don't think that they're going to do it. I don't think.
I don't believe it's the right move. He has one more year left on his contract.
But Phil.
He has one more year.
Man, it stings me.
It does.
It stings me, but I have to disagree with you.
But why, Z? And I'm coming from it as a player, right? If I sat here and I didn't do my part and I sucked it up, but then I want to sit there and fire the coach? And even LOC yesterday said it himself. They didn't follow the game plan.
Right. I did hear that.
That's not on Jared Bednar. Maybe we can get the audio at some point. That's on the players.
But it's not necessarily about, like, this in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what I'm not looking at, hey, he flamed out in 2026, or his team flamed out. They did it collectively. That was a collective failure here this past week. It's when you zoom out and look at a near decade of sample size. Yes, they blew it here this year again, but they blew it last year too, Phil. Up 2-0 in the third period of a Game 7 against Dallas, and they blew it. The year before that, in 24, up in the third period in Game 6 against Dallas, and they blew it. 2023, they lost in the first round. 2021, they were up 2-0 on Vegas. This is a team that's beaten you 8 consecutive postseason games, but being up 2-0 and blowing it. The year before that, in 2020, blowing a 4-3 third period lead with 4 minutes left in a Game 7 and losing in a Game 7 before that in 2019. The Avalanche Cup run was legendary. But outside of that, this has been an era of Avalanche hockey that has been defined by collapse. And you're not trading McKinnon, and you're not moving on from Netchus, and you're not moving on from Cale Makar. Like, I feel like the operation is stale. It will be. It will be going into next year. This was supposed to be the rebound year after one of the biggest gashes in the Game 7 loss, and then you just blow it again and you get swept, and it removes any room for confusion and things getting lost in translation. They were so much better than you. And I don't know. I don't know what else that you can change, like materially, that will make me believe that this team can go. Because this team, as it's presently constructed, I just don't believe this team's ever going to win a cup again.
Well, Z, like, I don't believe that this team, other than like the core guys, they're going to make a couple changes. For example, they may have to try to get rid of Val, and I know nobody's just going to take on Val, so you're going to have to pair him up with somebody. But you may make a drastic move like that before you give up Bednar. One, because Bednar does have a great relationship with Chris McFarland, and I believe that Chris McFarland and Jared Bednar, they go hand in hand. We sit here and we praise Chris McFarland for putting together this roster.
It's true.
But also, this roster failed the fan base last night. It wasn't just Jared Bednar. It was the roster. This roster is built for flash. It's built for offense. But when it comes to the playoffs and the postseason, obviously they're not ready for it. Whereas Vegas, who's been pretty horrible during the regular season, only winning 30 regular season games. 39 regular season games. All right. But they were ready for the playoffs. They were built for the playoffs, being physical, defensive-minded, taking care of their goalie, making sure their goalie was ready to go, right? Those are the things you need. And you tell me all the time, look, playoffs are just different. Those muddy goals, all right, mucking it up. You got to play good defense. You got to play good defense. I'm going to tell you again, you got to play good defense, and that's exactly what the Avs did not do. And I don't believe that's a Jared Bednar problem. I believe at some point it's also the roster's problem, the construction of the roster and putting the right guys out there that are physical enough and defensive-minded to stop someone like Vegas.
I don't necessarily disagree with you because really you're striking a lot of great chords here. It felt, watching these 4 games against Vegas, it felt like Vegas was constantly on a power play. Not a 5-on-4, a 6-on-5. There was no room for the Avs to get pucks to one another, let alone shots on goal. And the broadcasting crew is pleading with the Avs to get inside, get in the middle of the ice. They're pleading with them, and they didn't have the toughness.
Yeah.
But the problem is, despite me agreeing with a lot of what you're saying, the roster's the roster. They have no more assets. They went all in. There's not like these big moves to make. You talk about moving Val. Who wants Val Nichushkin right now?
And that's why I said you might have to pair him up with Brock Nelson.
Who wants Brock Nelson?
What, 2 for 1?
He just signed a 3-year, $23 million contract. He's produced 0 goals in 19 postseason games against a goaltender. He's got 2 goals in 19 postseason games with the Avs. Both are empty netters. Who wants those guys? You typically, to get off those contracts, you have to attach picks to them.
And we don't have any picks.
And there's no picks.
They're not coming around that mountain.
So it's not like you're going to be able to redesign this game board. Like, this is going to be the roster, and the Avs are going to be a good team. Much like the Nuggets. They're going to win a bunch of games. Yep. They're going to finish top 3 or 4 in the Western Conference, and they're going to be a first, second round exit here moving forward. That's what I see. And if you have a friendly path, maybe they get to the Western Conference Finals and get Seal Club the way that they just did. But
then, Z, no other coach coming into this, if what you say comes true, it doesn't matter what coach comes in then. What is that coach going to do if the roster's still the same?
Hold on a second. We just saw the same roster who looked like not dysfunctional, but like not competitive. Vegas was an also ran in the NHL this year. Yep. They were a nothing, and they make a change. And by the way, they made a change. They fired Butch Cassidy, who had won a Stanley Cup with Vegas, much like Jared Bednar did, and the whole thing flipped on its head. And so I just think coaching, it matters a lot.
It does matter.
Right? It's like John Fox gets you to a certain point, and it's you fail and you fail again. It's like, okay, need a new voice, and it's Cougs, and you get over the finish line. And so I'm not saying it's one of those scenarios exactly. That's not apples to apples because Bednar has won it all. But it's one of these things where I think you need to consider it because there's not a lot else to actually consider other than, hey, we're going to run the same thing back, in which I just feel like this is a very stale operation going into the 26-27 season.
Well, next year, 26-27 season, and you told me to put a big fat-ass pin in Cup or Bust.
Yes, thank you.
So let's talk about it.
Yes, hold on. What does Cup or Bust mean? Cup or bust. Cup or bust. Something's got to bust.
Yeah, you're right.
Something's got to bust. You didn't get the cup, so what busts?
Well, maybe for you it's Jared Bednar. I think
I'm not
it's
sitting here
some players. I think it has to be you trying to be aggressive, where maybe Maybe it's getting rid of Val and Brock. And I know you don't like that. You say we can't get none from it. You want it, but you can't.
It's pennies on the dollar.
Or maybe, Z, you got one guy in Marty Netjes that's making $11.5 million. You got Nathan McKinnon that's making $12.5 million. And you got Kel that's getting ready to come around the corner that's going to probably make over $20 million.
And all three of those guys combined for 0 goals in the series.
Exactly. So guess what, Z? If I'm Chris McFarland, as much as I'm getting ready to take a lot of heat, and it's not going to be Nathan McKinnon, and it's not going to be Kel, but you may have to shake up the roster with somebody like Netjes.
Phil, that was the shakeup.
But you have to reshake it.
No, that was the shakeup. It was trading Mikko Rantanen. This is how dire things got here in Colorado. They moved Mikko. That was the shakeup. You can't shake up the shakeup.
You got to try.
I mean, goodness gracious, here was Eric Johnson. Man, this is really...
Can't shake up the shake.
This is really interesting audio from EJ. Obviously won a cup here, was here forever. Now, mind you, this is before Game 4, okay? This is EJ.
You're looking at the Avs now, and you're looking at their core, like, they're getting a little bit older here. Like, how big is their window? I don't want to say it's closing, but it's not opening, right? So they're still in the window to win. But I mean, this is just so shocking to me. Like, if they lost in 7, which that's a stretch right now to happen. But if say it was a back and forth, the teams traded wins and went 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, and they lose. Okay, so what? But when you get swept like this and lose Game 3 like you did last night, I mean, a lot of questions have to be asked. And they've already played shake up the core card with Rantanen, right? So they played that card. What's the next card they play if they still feel like their window's open, which I think it is? Well, what do? Is it the coach? Is it another core shakeup? Are they trying to tweak around the edges with guys? I don't know. They've revamped their goaltending. They traded Rantanen. What's the common denominator? I think Jared Bednar is one of the best coaches in the NHL. He gets scooped up in 1 second if he gets fired. But where do they go from here if they get swept or losing 5 or whatever? I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
And then he was asked a follow-up on the Spit and Chicklets podcast. We'll play that for you in 10 seconds. Guys, summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. Here's what you get: 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, Bluetooth speaker, and a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler. Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. Here was the follow-up from Eric Johnson.
Like, as in, you think maybe they need a little bit more tougher love, kind of like Vegas just got?
I don't know what it is exactly. I think Jared Bednar's a heck of a coach, but at the same time, if you go through the window of Landeskog, McKinnon and Makar, and you only get 1 cup in that whole Avalanche era of their greatness, I think that's a failure, right? And I don't pin it on Bednar. I think he's an awesome coach, but where do they go from here if they lose in the conference final, which it looks like they probably will? You never say never. They could go on a historic comeback, but what's the next move?
It's sobering thoughts from someone who knows the inner workings of that team better than anyone in town. And it's just, you kind of hear him sort of tiptoeing around it. Great coach, but where do you go? You have to go somewhere from here, sort of hinting at it. I don't know what's about to happen, but
something's getting ready to happen. Something is in there. Something's in there that's telling me we're not done.
Oh, God.
We're not done yet.
Oh, my gosh. If you want to react to any of these conversations, you can hit us up, ramoslaw.com, text line 303-713-1043, or our YouTube chat, presented by Shop Honda. All right, we saw something out of Kansas City yesterday that may impact how we're thinking about the Broncos season opener. That's coming up next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
For many of us, it's happened before. your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Over his Hall of Fame career, Terrell Davis racked up impressive numbers. 65 touchdowns, 2 championships, almost 8,000 rushing.
That's why I bank at Colorado Credit Union.
That's a weird segue.
Colorado Credit Union treats me like a person, not a number.
With personal service, great rates, and smart financial advice.
And those are just 3 great perks.
We can stop with the numbers now.
You don't have to be a legend to bank like one at Colorado Credit Union. Visit ccu.org. Terms and restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Celebrate America's 250th with our limited edition O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner. 2 for $8 at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
I need a little range step to the
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
This segment on The Fan brought to you by Denver Roof Pros.
Want to partake in our contest? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. All righty, it's the 3 count brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. All right. Number 1 here, there's a image coming out of, well, it's not just an image, it's a video coming out of Kansas City, and it is Pat Mahomes on the field taking snaps at OTAs. He's got the brace on.
Yep.
But, man, you kind of flipped me when we were doing the schedule release. I'm like, Mahomes is going to be ready. The NFL wouldn't put him on Monday Night Football week 1 if they didn't think he was going to be ready. And then you came back and were like, oh, no, there's no way. That he's 9 months out from an ACL.
Yeah.
That's not a normal timeline. They're not going to put him out there against his defense. And I'm like, damn, Phil's making sense. Pinch me.
I must be dreaming.
and I was like, damn. So then you flip me.
First time ever.
And so I'm like, I switched it from a loss to a win in week 1, but then seeing him out there in the month of May, Phil, I don't know.
But Z, watching that quick video, does it look like a healthy Patrick Mahomes? We know he's not, but I'm telling you, does he look, or I'm asking you, does he look like a healthy Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, in that short little sequence of him dropping back and
Yes.
throwing the ball, like, obviously not 100%, but it's May.
But Z,
And
I'm looking my child.
He looks 60%.
He looks 60%, but it's not about the pocket. It's about moving away from Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito, the linebackers, Zach Allen. Can he move? Can he make those sudden movements, those quick movements, still look downfield without thinking about somebody hitting your knee? The answer is, and I'm going to tell you, just like you know, you were an athlete back in the day before you got a little chubbier.
I am chubby.
The answer is no. So he can do all the throwing he wants, the 7-on-7 work. It's not going to simulate having to go out there and play a football game and get hit in those legs and knees and nobody giving a damn if they hurt you or not. Patrick Mahomes, as much as he wants to be out there, he is not going to play week 1 against the Denver Broncos, who have a ferocious, a vicious defense.
Come
on now, Z.
So that didn't do anything for you?
No, I did not
Well,
care.
hold on a
Patrick
second.
Mahomes.
Hold on a second. If I said yesterday morning, hey, do you think Mahomes is going to be on the field today? You would have told me no, I would imagine.
I mean, I didn't think he was going to be on the field, but hey, you're out there, you're throwing on one-on-one. We don't know if he did team drills. Maybe we do, but I think he just did individual work. That doesn't tip the needle or move the needle for me. If I'm the Denver Broncos, I want Patrick Mahomes to play week 1.
You think
that's crazy to say?
The Broncos have a better chance to beat Kansas City in Arrowhead if Patrick Mahomes is playing?
Hands down. If Patrick Mahomes is playing week 1 with his knee not all the way healed up,
be 9 months out.
I want him to play because he is going to be thinking about his knee and running away from Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper, then trying to complete passes, not to Rashee Rice. My man's going to probably be behind bars by that time still, but other players that we really don't know. Then the game plan is going to be trying to run the hell out of the ball if you're Kansas City early until Patrick Mahomes is truly ready to play that quarterback position the right way, which is his superpower, running around, getting out of the pocket, extending plays. If he plays week 1, Denver's winning that game.
Man, you don't sound crazy. I mean, the sentence, in a vacuum sounds crazy.
It's like, what?
But when you start, piling in all the context that you're talking about.
He's not Superman now. He's close to it, but he's not Superman.
And that is a superpower. He's probably the most underrated scrambler in the current NFL. I mean, he has really, it's about twice a game. He's going to break your back, extend a series. All right, we'll continue to gather information on Patrick Mahomes. Until then, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, have you seen any of this? I don't know if this is on your radar at all, but apparently Jonah Coleman has been spending hours on TikTok and asking people for money. Like in exchange for following, like he'll follow you back if you like. And I am not in the TikTok world. I do have a TikTok. I will put some of my content on TikTok.
I saw you doing a dance the other day.
I've never done a TikTok dance, and I purposefully open that app, I post my content, and I close that app. I do not spend any time, and I'm trying to less and less. Very similar with Instagram. I don't spend a lot of time scrolling through Instagram, but I put my content on there. But apparently Jonah Coleman has been like, for stretches, including 7 hours on TikTok with these live streamers and saying a follow back, give me 2 galaxies. I don't even know what this means. Give me 2 galaxies and I'll give you a follow back and stuff. Have you seen any of this?
No, I haven't. I mean, for Jonah Coleman, maybe he's raising money for a good cause. Maybe to get back.
He's on a $5 million contract. I don't know if you should be asking like everyday regular people to give you money in order for you to follow.
I mean, Russ is doing that.
Russ is doing it.
Russell Wilson loves to do that.
He's on the Cameo.
Yes.
For $333, you can have Russell Wilson make
unlimited.
You've made $300 million. What are you doing? I think if that's true and it's being put out there by some popular social media accounts that he's doing this, someone should get in his ear and say, "Hey, dude, that's not a good look." If that is what's going,
will probably say, "Hey, dude, what's really going on? Like, are you hurting for money? Are you gambling? Or do we need to look into this? What in the hell's going on?"
Well, he's on a $5 million contract. I guess you can gamble away any amount of money, but hopefully it's not any of that. But if that's what's going on, and again, I saw it on a very popular social media account. It got a bunch of traction. That Jonah Coleman was spending like entire days, like 7-hour stretches, hanging out with these live streamers. Like these live streamers, post COVID, and people just watch other people.
That's it.
Like,
I don't know, but also other than the money part, if you're sitting there for 7 hours on a device when you should be getting sleep, when you should be probably out there grinding, getting ready for this season because you don't know what it feels like to be an NFL running back just yet, and we're counting on you to keep JK healthy, that may end up being an issue if he's not doing well during the season. It's going to be like, hey, are you up too late when you know that you got to get ready for a damn football game?
All right, well, it's one of these things where I don't think it's a big deal right now, but that was like, wait, you're spending 7 hours on a social media site? If you're spending 7 hours doing anything with a screen in front of you, like probably like time to go outside, touch the grass, remember what it feels like,
smell the fresh air.
Right. All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
This is crazy, but today the Dodgers, they're hosting the Colorado Rockies. They are minus 400 on the money line, meaning if you wanted to make $100 on the Dodgers to win a baseball game, you have to, and it's right now it's minus 427. You would have to bet $427 to win 100. It is apparently the biggest favorite in any baseball game since 2022 today. Crazy.
Damn, Rockies.
It's Shohei.
Oh, for sure.
It's Shohei.
For sure. It's the Dodgers in general. You got Shohei there. I mean, they got embarrassed last night. So, I mean, man, the Rockies, I understand the Rockies are not going to be good. We understand that. But they got to put up a fight. That first series against the Dodgers, they did better.
They did. They lost 5-3. And then yesterday was 15-6. Damn. Yeah, it's Sagano against Shohei tonight. 8-10 start locally. The forecast is grim. Okay, shifting gears. CBS did their annual ranking of Power 4 college football coaches. Where did Deion Sanders slide to this year? Ooh, Phil, we'll get to it next.
Do you believe
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, let me be real with you for a minute. If you're over 50 years old and carrying credit card debt, you could be paying on that for the rest of your life. The interest rate on credit cards is 20% or more. A mortgage interest rate is much lower. So why not use your home's equity to pay off that high interest debt? American Financing is a family-owned mortgage lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. Their salary-based mortgage consultants will help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. The average customer saves $800 a month, guys, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you also may close in as fast as 10 days. There are no upfront fees, and there's never an obligation. Give your paycheck a raise. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, it's Glenn.
And Tiffany.
Here with Denver Roof Pros. Denver Roof Pros is celebrating our 10th anniversary, serving the Front Range from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs.
Yes, we are. And there is so much more to Denver Roof Pros. We're not just roofs and gutters.
Check out our family of services at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Denver Deck Builders is the #1 deck builder in Colorado. With me is the owner, Ron Gibbous. What is the advantage in building a new deck or replacing the old one?
If you were to spend $50,000 on a deck, it probably increases the home value by $25,000 to $35,000. You will get some of it back when you sell the home. But do you want to use it to spend time outside with your family, with your friends, building memories and building relationships?
Start dreaming about your outdoor living space. Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com.
AutoNation Ford announces employee pricing for all. For a limited time at AutoNation, you pay what we pay for brand new Fords. F-150s and Explorers, employee priced. Broncos and Mustangs, employee priced. Even Mavericks and Rangers, employee priced. Don't miss your chance to drive the Ford you want at the price you need. The employee price. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation Ford. Less stress, more go. Price excludes tax, tag, title. Optional equipment not included. Some model exclusions. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors, your siding, windows, decking, and roofing specialist. During the month of May, 5280 Exteriors are offering you $1,000 off a new project. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567, 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, hanging out with you here on a Wednesday. We talked a lot about the Colorado Avalanche today, and rightfully so. I want to get back to it here in just a minute because it sounds like there may have been some frustration in the locker room when it comes to a certain member of the Avs. We'll put a pin in that and get to it here in just a few minutes. But before we do, just to kind of come up for air here, CBS Sports did their annual ranking of Power 4 college football coaches, right? It used to be a Power 5 ranking, now down to just 4 Power 4 conferences. Where did Deion Sanders slide to? Now, you know he must have slid, right?
He has to. I mean, you don't have a good year. You know, things don't go right for you. You don't get to jump over somebody or stay the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Nothing ever stays the same. So, of course, Z, he had to have slid somewhere, right?
Yeah, he did the Shador. That man slid.
Oh,
that man slid.
No!
That's doing the Shador now. When you slide.
Slide. You do the electric slide?
Oh, my gosh. So, CBS Sports, they do this every year. And there's 68. There's 68 coaches.
Yeah.
All right. And they released the first half of them today, and they'll do the second half either tomorrow or next week or what have you. I didn't have to scroll for very long. You know, I started at 68, 67, 66. At number 60, Deion Sanders' name got called.
So he's not 68.
He's not 68.
All right, we can work with that.
You can work with that.
Come on now. Hey, yeah, if you're not first, you're last anyway. All right, Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights. If you haven't watched it, watch it. All right, but at least if you're not dead last, you have a chance.
Is that
you have a chance?
Is that where we're
all right,
at
you're
with
quiet
CU
before
football?
the storm. Everybody is sitting here counting them out.
Oh my
but
God!
But they can get back in this.
That is hilarious. So here's what they said about Deion. 60th out of 68 coaches. And he said, or what they said, last year, Coach Prime, as they call him here, so I'm quoting them. That's not me saying it.
Yeah.
Quote, last year, Coach Prime was one of our biggest climbers, going from 61 to number 33. He didn't finish lower than 43 on any of our ballots. This year, after a 3-9 season, he didn't finish higher than 52 on any of our ballots. The 2024 season was special in Boulder, but it's sandwiched by 2 1-8 seasons in conference play, end quote. What do you think? Kidding aside, is that a fair ranking for Deion, or is he getting treated a little rough here?
Oh, come on now. This is performance, right? It's all about performance. It's a performance-based business. You must win. You must win your conference games, your out-of-conference games. You have to be in the thick of things. And when you had that year a couple years ago where you had Shador Sanders doing the Shador, you had Travis Hunter that won the Heisman, you're winning left and right. You win 9 games, have a chance to go to the Big 12 championship, and then you turn around the next 2 seasons and you lay an egg both years I mean, you don't get praised. You don't get the benefit of the doubt. You have to go out there and earn it again. Go out there, coach your butt off, get the right players in the building. I think they have a really good coaching staff that's going to be all about football now, and you win these damn games. Hopefully Juju Lewis, that is, the quarterback there, the young man is really ready to go, and they can stick to the run, play some good defense, and find a way to upset some of these teams that they're not supposed to win this year.
Yeah, and you bring up Juju, man. I got to see it. I agree with you. There's no pushback, man. Because, I understand you got all those stars next to your name when you were in high school. This isn't high school. College football is a man's game right now. And when I saw him last year, there was some flashes, but, nothing was sustained. And you could talk about, hey, the situation wasn't great and the lack of run game. I've never seen CU able to run the ball under Deion Sanders. And you lose your NFL left tackle. I mean, the protection probably won't get better. Probably. We'll see. I mean, it's sports. Anything can happen. But you got to go out there and do it. And, we've seen countless guys with 4 or 5 stars next to their name. Like Dylan Raiola was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Going to Nebraska. Yep. Oh, my gosh, this guy's Patrick Mahomes. He's God's gift.
Well, he thought he was Patrick Mahomes. I mean, my man, it was identical to him. Everything he did was Patrick Mahomes-like. Crazy.
True.
Except Purdue.
Yeah, except produce, right? And Dylan Raiola, by the way, isn't even at Nebraska anymore. You know where he is?
Oregon. And he's battling,
and they
right?
have a quarterback there. So he's fighting for it. That's how it can go sometimes with these guys, right? The number 1 rated cornerback in the country, Cormani McLean, they stole him from Miami. Comes here, he doesn't get on the field for whatever reason, and he rebounded.
Yeah.
But we just don't know how that's going to go yet. But in terms of Deion Sanders, man, wow, to be ranked 60th out of 68 coaches by not just one person, by a collection of ballots at an outlet like CBS Sports, it's just the latest sign of this is where things are at. This is what you have to overcome. Like the old, do you believe? People do not believe. I know very few people who are all in on CU anymore. Just a couple of years ago, you couldn't round a corner without seeing Deion Sanders gear and people being all in. It was exciting, and it was. It doesn't change history. Let's not revise this. That was so exciting, but that shine is off. The buzz is gone. The only thing that will repair this situation is winning. Nothing else.
That is it. Winning. That's the only way that you're going to get money in that building, that facility, is winning. The only way to get these players to stay committed to you and get some other guys that want to come here, you got to win football games. And if you can't win football games, then you're not going to make the money. You're not going to get the kids you need in the building. And this is why it's so important to have the coaching staff that you believe that can coach their butt off and help you win some games. This year, it's not just about the players. It's about the coaches. It's about what the coaches can do. Can Brendan Marion, the offensive coordinator over there, can he put together a really good offense where you're running the ball, you're balanced when you are throwing? So you have a throwing attack, you have a running attack, and you can keep people off balance. And now you are scoring the points. I think that for Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, he has done a good job in the offseason of sitting back, understanding that maybe I don't know everything, and let me watch this film, let me recruit the right kids, maybe go down to the lower levels. This is what you love, Z.
Yep.
Going down to the supposedly the lower levels where the kids are not as good. We know that's not the case. Getting some people that are winners, some kids that are winners, bringing them up to this big boy level and winning some games.
Is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp, Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School, All-City Stadium. Children from 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from guys like Stink, Phil, Stoke, as well as staff members of Denver South High School football team. All proceeds, every penny, benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your child, head to denversports.com/camp. It sounds like there may have been some frustration within the locker room when it comes to one member of the Colorado Avalanche. You can judge for yourself coming up next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach Bai in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf, It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
If you've ever been in their care, you know the difference they make. We call them nurses, also known as heroes. This is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC. National Nurses Day falls in May. Pause for a moment. They may have been by your side at one point, or with a loved one during an uncertain time. Give thanks for those men and women who work tirelessly, tending to every detail. Small to life-saving. How? A handwritten card will be...
Plus, at Champ Honda, they never charge dealer handling fees. None. It's a better way to buy a car, and once you experience it, you'll wonder why every dealership doesn't do it this way.
The playoffs bring out the teams that perform when the pressure is highest and every possession matters. When you're bidding an electrical project, you don't want a streaky shooter. You want a team with a 40-year winning record. That's Piper Electric. From commercial construction to EV charging, fire alarms, power distribution, and preventative maintenance, their electricians are safety-driven, highly skilled, and ready for complex environments. So when your project goes out for bids, take the high percentage shot. Visit piperelectric.com.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
June hits different at Coors Field. Don't miss the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox coming to town for two great series. Baseball at altitude, summer nights, big moments. We're here for the climb. Get tickets now at Rockies.com/tickets.
In a city full of choices, your savings destination is Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. Over 300 new Toyota Tacomas, only $399 a month lease. Visit GrooveToyota.com. $399 a month Tacomas, built for the Rockies. Priced for you. Buy today in person or at GrooveToyota.com. Start here, go anywhere.
Closed and lease for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. Zero security deposit. Unapproved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details. Offer expires 6/126.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It sounds like there may have been some frustration in the Avalanche locker room when it comes to one member of the Avs.
Get out of my room, Mom.
Definitely a sad day. There's no doubt about it. What was the title of that song again? We got Joseph there behind this. Mad World, that's right. So, I mean, you tell me, when it comes to Mackenzie Blackwood,
yeah,
I thought he played great last night.
Z, he played fantastic, man. I'm not going to say you stand on his head. You lose, you don't stand on your head. But I will say this. There was a couple huge big-time saves that he had. All right, you put the man in a stressful situation where it's win and you'll lose and you go home. So he's already stressed out. Defensive front of Blackwood was not good enough yet again. And yet the Vegas Golden Knights end up winning 2-0 there at the end. So, you know what, Z? Or 2-1.
Yeah, I was going to say.
2-1, I'm sorry. Yeah. Blackwood did his thing. He did enough to win the game. Everybody else around him needed to do better.
Yeah, that's how I saw it, man. He had a couple highlight saves. He actually kind of kept them in the game in some ways.
He did.
You know, if it was just replacement level of goaltending, I bet the Vegas Knights score 4 instead of 2, maybe 5. Couple just brilliant stops. Here was Blackwood after the game.
I mean, it's freaking hard to not play for so long and come into a big game, but, you know, I just said, I go play as best I can and give them the best chance I can to win and just battle.
Did you hear some frustration there?
Oh, he was mad.
I think so, too.
He was mad. You put me in a stressful situation, a situation that I probably shouldn't have been in, and now you're telling me I need to be Superman. That's kind of how he probably feels. Because if he gives up 4 goals and maybe 2 soft goals because he hasn't been in the rhythm, in a groove, we're going to be sitting here criticizing him. Talking about Mackenzie Blackwood, we gave you all this money, and you're a backup goalie right now, and then you couldn't help the Colorado Avalanche try to stay afloat so they have another chance the next day coming up or the day after that. So I see frustration in Mackenzie Blackwood's voice. I would be frustrated too.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's like actually, you know, anyone to actually blame here. I mean, Mackenzie Blackwood in part, you know, has his own self to blame. He lost that job. You know, he lost it, and simultaneously as he was losing it, Wedgie was taking it. And that's how you bench a goaltender who you've signed up for, you know, 5 years, I think around $25 million, something like that, for a guy who is on a 1 year, $2 million contract. It's one guy has to lose it, and the other guy is actively taking it.
Yeah.
Here was more Mackenzie Blackwood after the game, asked, are you happy with your performance?
I mean, like, there were some good things, and there were some things I made mistakes on, but, I mean, overall, I mean, it's a tough spot, and I did the best I could.
Just emphasizing again, tough spot.
Yep.
Tough spot. One more from Blackwood. How do you process this?
Not going to do it today, that's for sure. Think about it over the next week when you're not frustrated and you think about the whole year from a non-biased point of view. You go, what did I like about what I did and what didn't I like? And then create a plan in the summer to come back next year and try and be better than you are right now.
Pretty level-headed response, but he did, you know, even in his answer say, I'm not going to try to process this right now, not when I'm this frustrated. And I'm sure, yes, some of that frustration is because you lost a game that you were in net.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think it's a more encompassing frustration.
I do too. He's a human being, and nobody wants to be benched. Nobody wants to sit there and have their spot taken. So I think when he's talking to us, it's like, hey, I'm frustrated with this whole thing going on. I'm frustrated with the regular season, and then I'm frustrated that I was put in this situation, a tough situation, and we still lose. So I need to go back to the drawing board, find a way to stay healthy at the beginning of the year. Because let's be real. All right, Mackenzie Blackwood lost the job, but he was not ready to play at the beginning of the year because he was dealing with the injury.
Yep, good memory.
So go back, get healthy. All right. Have a fresh mindset going into this year. Win your spot back. They're not going to just give it to you, nor should you just want it. Win the spot back. Win the respect with your teammates, and then you go from there and be ready to play next year.
Do you think this is an open competition?
I do for Blackwood, for Mackenzie Blackwood, and for Wedgie. This is going to be an ongoing competition, and unless someone like Jared Bednar says, "Hey, look, Wedgie is our starter from here on out," but you don't give the money to Blackwood, give him a 5-year deal, $25 million for him to be a backup goalie. So they want a competition. They want Blackwood to win the competition, but they want to be able to have it go back and forth to see if it organically plays out how they want it to, which is Mackenzie Blackwood taking the reins and being the goalie in between the pipes come day one, come game one.
I'm curious of how this is going to age. You know, big picture, because this was a topic of conversation for months. And someone on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, is pointing out that Blackwood said, help them win and not help us win. Did you catch that? Did I miss that?
I missed it too.
Hold on. Let's see if we can play it again.
I mean, it's freaking hard to not play for so long and come into a big game, but, I just said, it, I go play the best I can and give them the best chance I can to win and just battle.
Give them the best chance to win.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you don't want to say give my boys the best chance to win. Like, they kind of shunned him, right? Like you're going to go with the hot hand. You know that you're going to go with the guy that you feel good around. The teammates are going to kind of rally around that guy, which has been Wedgwood. And so Blackwood is going to feel some type of way.
Sure. And it is like when you're healthy and you were the starter and you're no longer the starter, there has to be, from a human being standpoint, a little bit of resentment that builds up. And that's what I think we heard in his voice last night. And Mackenzie Blackwood was never going to come out and throw a fit. He was never going to come out and say, hey, media, why don't you come to my locker?
Yeah, no.
I have something to say. Like, that's just not the culture of hockey. And from everything that we have gathered between Wedgwood and Blackwood, like, these guys are a good team, good teammates to one another. They support one another and they say the right things. But now that the season was over, like, you wouldn't have heard that from Mackenzie Blackwood at any other point than the season being over. And I just think that's a culmination of probably 3 to 4 months of frustration where he knows in his heart some of it is on him, but there's got to be a natural defense mechanism of like, man, these guys, like, look what I just did.
Exactly. But see, when you say these guys, I don't think maybe he's not necessarily talking about the players on the ice. He's talking about the front office, maybe the head coach, Chris McFarland. That's something like I can relate to where it's like me and Melvin Gordon. I'm not mad at Melvin Gordon.
There you go. That's good.
Like he made his money. Like, I wish that was me, but that's not me. Why would I be mad at you? I'm mad at Elway. I'm mad at the front office that they decided to go a different direction than to stick with me. So maybe for Blackwood, it's like, hey, I'm upset with Chris McFarland. I'm upset with Jared Bednar because they decided to go with Wedgwood. It's not Wedgie himself. He's doing his part. We're competing. He is not supposed to care about me and care about my feelings. He has a family to feed. So do I. But I'm mad about the guys that are making this decision because they're making the wrong decision. And maybe that's what Mackenzie Blackwood feels deep down inside.
Well, I'll say this. Blackwood played better last night than Wedgwood played in any game.
Hands down. Hands down.
I have to say something, too. I have to get this off my chest. We're talking about guys speaking to the media here after the game. Nathan MacKinnon. My man, we love you, all right? You are Denver sports royalty, but that doesn't mean you are above reproach or criticism. Put your big boy pants on and talk to the media after the game. You have a letter on your sweater, and you blew off the media after Game 2, after morning skate before Game 3, after Game 3, after morning skate ahead of Game 4, and after Game 4. We have not heard from Nathan MacKinnon since after Game 1. And dude, again, we love you, but put your big boy pants on. You are a leader of this team, and you're letting like LOC go out there and like do like it comes with the job. It comes with the job. And it's not some indictment, some sweeping judgment on him moving forward or anything. But
you have a letter on your sweater for a reason.
And you're the man in the arena.
Yes.
And so you ducking the media after 3 straight games and every morning skate, really? And you didn't have a goal in the series? Victor Wembanyama did that. He's a boy.
He is.
He's on the front page of ESPN.com this morning for blowing off the media. If hockey was simply a more popular sport coast to coast, this would have been a story 3 days ago, like it was today for the first time with Wemby. But for him to do that 3 games in a row, you got to grow up a little bit.
Well, yeah, come on, dude. Because I know you have kids, and I know that you're probably preaching to your kids. I would hope that, hey, man, no matter what, you weather the storm, you stand in front, and you take it. All right, the good, the bad, the indifferent, you take it, you move on. All right, but if you're not showing with your actions, nobody's gonna follow you. Nobody's gonna say good job. Nobody's gonna sit here and say you're doing the right things. Nathan MacKinnon, you're the captain of this team, one of the captains of this team. Take it, man. That's it. answer our questions, and then go on and go to Cabo and enjoy your vacation. But take it when it's bad, just like you would take it when it's good.
Yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. Not the end of the world, but had to just say that. Okay, some of the numbers that are coming out of this series with the Avs are jarring, and you may be repeating them to your friends. We'll pass them along next.
The season is over. The Colorado Avalanche were swept out of the Western Conference Final by the Vegas Golden Knights, losing Game 4 and ending a season that can only be described as a massive failure. Injuries, defensive breakdowns, and too many stars disappearing when the pressure was highest. The Avalanche never found answers in this series, so where do they go from here? We'll break down the collapse, the biggest failures, and what changes could be coming this offseason. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Spring is here, but if you're feeling exhausted with no energy and no sex drive, it may be time to head to Low T Center. 1 in 4 men has low testosterone. At Low T Center, you can book a free testosterone test and see if you qualify for TRT customized to your body by expert providers. Choose self-pay or insurance. You can even have your treatment shipped to your door. Low T Center's got the highest quality testosterone, and their providers tailor it to you, so you know it's effective. Put the spring back in your step. Head to lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com to book your TRT appointment today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
If you're practicing real estate in Denver but still not getting the results you want, listen up. Agents who are winning in this market aren't guessing. They've got the right training, the right systems, and the right support. And that's exactly what you get at Weikert Realtors Professionals. Proven strategies to win more listings, technology that keeps you connected anywhere, and coaching that actually helps you close. Take your business to the next level. Call Tim Davis at Weikert Realtors Professionals at 303-302-4000. Each Weikert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if you need serious car repairs but don't want the hassle of a shop, All Points Automotive is 100% mobile. From engine rebuilds to transmission replacements and all the mechanical work you need, they come to you guys. To book your appointment, visit allpoints-automotive.com.
Ben Franklin here to talk to you about water filtration. Unfiltered water in your home is no joke. Did you know tap water can shorten the life of your pipes and, even worse, be dangerous to your family's health? Our punctual plumbers can install a whole home system system that filters water before it enters your pipes. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbing.com or call 877-BEN-1776 to request an appointment.
Go with the flow, the local pros call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, how much of your paycheck disappears before you even get to enjoy it? Credit cards, car payments, medical bills. It feels like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul every month. But here's the good news. If you own a home, American Financing can help you make your equity into your exit strategy. They'll help you consolidate your debt, calibrate your budget, and conquer your financial stress. We all want to live without that weight, and your home's equity could help you do just that. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture. The average customer saves $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees and no obligation. Free up cash flow for the things that actually matter. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
For more than 2 decades, Denver Tech Builders has helped homeowners across the Denver metro area transform their backyards with custom deck installations and premium outdoor living solutions. They can help you too. Find out more at ddbonthefan.com.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Oh, I know why. Oh, my gosh. We are just sort of bathing in the pain.
Hey, smile so you don't cry.
Man, you're not kidding, man. You're not kidding. You're not kidding. Goodness. Well, we're sorting through it. We're sorting through it. And we're getting through it, right?
Yeah, we are.
But we're passionate. We get, invested, and it sucks, and you feel let down, and you start thinking about windows and time and lost and missed opportunities and all that stuff.
But it's the build-up, Z. It's not just with the Colorado Avalanche. It's with the Denver Nuggets. It's what happened to the Denver Broncos this year, where it seemed like everything was on the table. And are we actually going to go to a Super Bowl? Now, we probably weren't going to win it and beat Seattle, but we were going to be there, Z.
Yep.
And you and I, we were going to be in California. It was going to be a fun time. And then Bo Nix gets hurt. That dream goes out the window. Nuggets, it was a championship or bust. That dream goes out the window. And then it's like, for sure, we're at least having one parade with the Colorado Avalanche. And these guys got swept.
We'll give you the numbers you need to know here in a second. But for you personally, just anecdotally, what was more crushing to you? The derailed trip to a Super Bowl. The fact that we have this many options is wild.
It's insane.
But the derailed trip to the Super Bowl, was it the first round flame out for the Denver Nuggets when they lost against mostly backup players and an injured Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Or what we experienced this week?
Z, I think overall, like, a major meltdown has to be the Avs. But come on, dude, we were going to go to the Super Bowl. I dreamed about playing in a Super Bowl. And I never got the opportunity. It's so hard to do, just like for the Colorado Avalanche. It's so hard to win a championship. But we were going to be there. And because Bo Nix decided he wanted to scramble out the pocket and hurt his little ankle.
We can't put it on Bo.
I'm putting it on Bo.
I mean, obviously his ankle.
We didn't get to go to the damn Super Bowl. I'm going to have to say Denver Broncos having a chance to do something that's very hard to do. We weren't expecting it, and it was right there for the taking. Defense played a phenomenal job. almost all year long.
They were
Bo
dominant.
Nix started to
Yeah.
ramp it up, and he peaked at the right time, and yet we didn't have a chance to truly see what they look like with Bo Nix against the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to have to go with the Denver Broncos. What are you going with, man? How you feeling?
I have to go with the Colorado Avalanche.
Okay.
Because we went into the Broncos season hopeful that they could take a step forward, and there they were on the doorstep of the Super Bowl.
For sure.
And so as we were living through it, we like recalibrated how we felt and the expectations and stuff. But for the Avs, I have to say the Avs because we just had the highest level of expectation among any of the teams. We were talking about it. We talked about it in the moments. Like, okay, between these three options, what's the most likely parade? We all agreed it was the Colorado Avalanche. Yeah. And then they validate the expectation and win the President's Trophy and go 8-1. This is 8-1 in the first 2 rounds of the postseason. What?
Parade, here we come, right?
And so it was really like because of the expectation going in, and then the validation of the expectation, and then how they started the postseason, 2 different rounds, and then for just the air, just almost like a trap door, like came out from underneath our feet, and just we went flying through it, like whoa, like that happened so fast. And so for those reasons, even though it wasn't like it was drawn out over a week, 4 different games, as opposed to one singular event, like Bo Nix's ankle, and you knew at that point, holy smokes, you're without your quarterback in the AFC Championship game. But because we had the highest expectations, and in a lot of ways those expectations were validated along the way, for me, it's the Avs. It's the Avs. But there's no wrong answer. You know what I mean? You have 3 like incredibly awful options to choose from. So what would you like?
Which one tastes better?
Oh my gosh. And then really I want to talk here in a couple seconds about where does this fall among the history of Denver sports collapses. We'll do that here shortly, but here's some numbers from the series that you'll need an aspirin for, okay? 1, Avs swept for just the 3rd time in the history of the Avalanche, okay? It was the first time they were swept since 2008. All right. Netchus, Kadri, Jack Jury, and Logan O'Connor all finished the game without a shot on goal last night. Almost impossible to believe. The Avs finished the game with just 21 shots on goal, their lowest since game 53 of the season, which was months ago at this point. It was the first time in 19 playoff series in Nathan MacKinnon's career that he finished a series without a single goal. All right? The Avs scored just 7 goals in 4 games. The last time the Avs didn't score at least 8 in a 4-game stretch was October-November of 2023. So years ago. McKinnon, Makar, Netchus, Parker Kelly, Arturi Lehkonen, and Brock Nelson all combined for 0 goals in the series. I want to say those names one more time. Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar, Marty Netchus, Parker Kelly, who had over 20 this year, Arturi Lehkonen, and Brock Nelson, 0 goals in the series. Brock Nelson has played in 19 postseason games for the Avs. He has yet to have a goal against a goaltender. The Avs finished the series 1 for 10 on the power play. The Golden Knights had 39 wins in the regular season, and they're in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Eastern Conference had 6 teams with 40 or more wins that didn't even make the postseason. In fact, the Golden Knights are the first Stanley Cup Final team with under 40 wins in over 20 years. You have to go back to the 2002 Hurricanes to find another comp like the Golden Knights run. And the odds for the Knights to sweep the Avs, you could actually bet on these things. Phil, the odds were plus 2,500. So a $100 bet, if you bet the Golden Knights $100 to sweep the Avs, you're winning. They'd give you that $100 back, and they would hand you over $2,500. That's how much of a long shot this scenario was. The Golden Knights are the biggest series underdogs to sweep a conference final since the Devils back in 1995.
Damn. And that's how it ends, huh? All
crazy. Crazy.
Top 6 not doing their part. Goaltending not doing their part. People want to blame Bednar. Disaster, Z. What a disaster.
We'll talk about Bedsy at the top of the hour. Where does this fall among the biggest collapses in the history of Denver sports? That's next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if joint pain is holding you back, then you need to hear me out. At Regen RX in Denver, they are on another level, guys. And they don't just do guesswork. They build a real plan for you. Maybe you need Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave therapy that they have that can get the blood flow back going again. They even sit you down and give you a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And the best part about going to Regen RX in Denver is their consultation is completely free. You heard me, no risk. So if you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, see if their stem cell therapy is the right move for you. It's about quality of life, guys. Staying explosive, staying active, and of course, staying present for your family. So give my friends at Regen RX a call today at 303-630-9770, or you can visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Now at McDonald's, everyone can get more of what they want, when they want it, with McValue. You can choose your wake-up call. You can choose your study meal, or even your drive-through dinner.
Ah, the sun is rising, and our breakfast prices are falling. Right now, get a sausage McMuffin, hash browns, and more for under $3 each. Limited time only. Price or participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Dan Jacobs with the tale of 2 cousins. They were both in the same accident. One cousin said she didn't need a lawyer. And when the insurance company offered her $3,000 and said they would pay all of her medical bills, that cousin was very upset because she cashed that check. And when the medical bills kept coming in, the insurance company was long gone. The other cousin called 303-LAW-4040. She was offered $30,000. And when we said no way, the judge used scare tactics trying to get her to accept the lowball offer. That's where a lot of lawyers will try and get their clients to cave in, but not us. We said that's fine. We'll tell her story to a jury. Before we could even get up and walk out of the room, that case settled for $1.1 million. That cousin was very happy. The insurance companies work for their shareholders. At 303-LAW-4040, we work for you. You don't have to feel guilty about asking for what's fair. We hope you never need us, but accidents do happen, so go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW-4040.
The AutoNation flash sale is on. For 1 week only, drive new and used cars with 0 down, plus 0 payments all summer long. We'll even buy your car and pay you top dollar on the spot. Don't miss it. Save on your favorite makes and models. 0 down plus 0 payments all summer long. Go to your nearest AutoNation now. Less stress, more go. Appraisal subject to verification. 90 days to first payment on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 5/31/26.
What's up, everybody? Cecil Lammy here for my friends Soda Diet and Nutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because with soda, I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And it's so fantastic to do weight loss the right way. There's no mystery pills. I'm not giving myself a shot, and there's no mystery chemicals that I'm putting into my body. This is knowing real food will bring you real results. And speaking of real, soda got me a real nutritionist, a personalized nutritionist that would work with me one-on-one via text when I had questions, concerned, and just sometimes straight up needed encouragement. Your weight loss journey, you've got a friend, you've got help, and that is Soda. They can be there for you just like they were there for me. I look and feel 10 years younger. I got my confidence back, and right now you can join Soda, and your partner joins for free. That's 2 people. Real accountability for the price of 1. Soda changed my life, and I thank them so much. SodaDietNutrition.com. Call them up 866-800-SODA, because soda is state of the art.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX rocks heating and air.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Well, it was a bit of a meltdown, and it's a bit of a sad day, a bit of a funeral, if you will, for these Colorado Avalanche.
That's why you're wearing black today, Hansi.
It's true. It's true. I did have something else picked out, grabbed it at the last second, and said we're going to a funeral today. And it does suck. It's sad, but we're looking at it with sober eyes and try to acknowledge, just dynamics that are real and exist, and we'll continue to comb through these. I actually still think it's going to be a interesting week on the Avs front. Unfortunately, the Avs don't do like a locker clean-out day, which is why I did not like that McKinnon not speaking at all to the media after Game 2, Game 3, or Game 4, and it's the first postseason series you've ever had not scoring a goal. You blow off the media for 3 times in a row and then get to just slink into the offseason because there's no media availability to end it.
So the next time we would talk to Nathan McKinnon is when they come back, which is insane, man. Talk to the media.
Yeah.
Let us know how you feel. Let us ask you a couple questions. All right, answer the tough questions and then move on. It's not that hard. It's not just you out there. We know that you need to be better. You know that you need to be better, but this is a team sport. You go out there, you do your part, and you move on.
All right, where does this rank? And I want to open this up. RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Where does this rank in terms of Denver sports collapses historically? And you guys know the deal. The Avs were favored to win the Cup. They were a massive favorite to win the series. They were favored in every single game, and they were swept. They didn't win a game. And so considering those dynamics, I think it's associated with the 96 Broncos, who were 13-3 in the regular season, number 1 seed in the AFC, favored to win the Super Bowl, and they lost at home in the divisional round to Jacksonville. That is an all-time gut punch. 2012 Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning's first year here. Slow start. Longest winning streak in the league going into the postseason. Also finished 13-3 in the regular season. Number 1 seed in the AFC. And ended up losing at home to the Baltimore Ravens in the what's known as the Raheem Moore play or the Raheem Moore game. There was so much more to it than that. They lost in double overtime. But that
I remember watching that game. I was on a recruiting visit with Mike McIntyre with the Colorado Buffaloes, and we were sitting there at the St. Julian's Hotel, Colorado. Very fancy, very fancy.
What were you doing there?
Coach Mack was like, "Hey, we want you to be here. So we're gonna wine and dine you, give you some food, give you some candy. I love my candy, chocolate.
Yes, you
and
do.
We're watching. You can see my tummy right now, huh?
A little bit. It's growing. It's growing.
And we're watching the game. And it's playing out. And Flacco throws that bomb, touchdown. Denver Broncos do not go to close, nowhere near getting to the Super Bowl. And it's like, wow, what just happened?
Well, that is certainly on the short list. The 2024 Denver Nuggets, the 57-win Nuggets, tying the most wins in franchise history, defending a championship, blowing a 20-point lead on their home floor in the second half. I will remember where I was sitting in that arena that night. I'll remember who I was sitting next to, who happened to be Troy Rank. And I remember coming to the realization of like, wait, this has never happened before. And I remember like it was yesterday when Troy said the largest Game 7 blown lead was 18 points on your home floor.
Yeah.
18 points. And I'm like, wait, whoa. I'm like, they were up 20 at the start of the third. And it's going through my head, holy moly, if they lose this game, this will be the largest Game 7 blown lead on a home floor in the history of a sport that goes back decades and decades and decades. And it became so abundantly clear that night because they had no legs. The Nuggets in the second half of that game looked like the Cavaliers this past week against the Knicks, where they simply couldn't move. They were done. The Cavs had played an entire series more than the Knicks had because of their series just going longer when the Knicks are finishing up quick. And it's like, wow, you have a whole extra series on your legs. And Harden, you're 36. Like, you can't move. That's what the Nuggets reminded me of that night. And I think that's mostly the list. I mean, I know there's other like candidates. If you wanted to talk about like the 2000 Colorado Avalanche that were so loaded with Sakic and Milan Hajduk, Chris Drury, Sandis Ozolinsh, Alex Tanguay, Peter Forsberg, Adam Deadmarch, Adam Foote. I mean, they were loaded. That was after the Bork trade from Boston. They fell short, but it feels like these others are just in a kind of a classification of their own.
Yeah, let's go with the 4. I like the 4, and they leave big-time scars on all of us. On all of us Denver sports fans. We know how this feels. And even the 1996, when I was 2 years old, all right, my father talks about it till this day. All right, he was a diehard Broncos fan, so I went back, of course, over the years, rewatched it. You got YouTube, and then my father always talking about it. I feel like I was there.
Yeah.
I feel like literally I was watching it.
So we'll talk about here. Do we actually think could this be number 1? Where does it stack up on that list? We'll get to that here in just a second. But guys, I got to tell you about something happening on June 11th. You've heard us promote this 100 holes for kids. It's being billed as Stokely against me, and we're having fun with it. But here's the thing. This event that we're doing is going to cause a ripple effect in this town for potentially years to come. This nonprofit called Recruiting Classroom, man, they put athletic gear in the hands of kids that otherwise would not have it. They sponsor kids in needs. I can tell you there's a young boxer right now in Denver who has very little resources, and Recruiting Classroom is floating them on all their training, and they're moving around in these different fights, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, and they're doing stuff like this in our community, and we're having this golf event to raise money so they can continue this really like admirable mission that they're on. And I know the people involved in a recruiting classroom and their mission, and I know every single dollar is gone to the right places. They have impacted over 100 kids in our community. And, you and I grew up similarly where we didn't have a whole lot. And I wasn't able to play hockey. And I remember, I told the story a year ago, I remember getting my little heart broken. I loved hockey and played in the street all the time. And it came time to, we had to play against sports in upstate New York. And we went and added it all up. And it was like, wait, how is this still going to be like, at the time it was like $800 for equipment, and then signing up for the league and like realizing standing and playing against sports with my single mom, who we just miscalculated what the used equipment was going to be. I wasn't able to play, and I never played when I was younger, and played the sports that were free, like basketball.
Yep.
And so that's what Recruiting Classroom does, and I'm just asking for your help, all right? I'm not getting $1 of it. I'm going to play in this event, but I just love this. I love this mission because it strikes a personal chord with me. So if you want to participate and help kids in your own community, you can. If you want to support Stokely, go give your money to him. That's fine. Go to StokelyCares.com. But if you want to support me, I would love that. And again, I'm not being personally impacted, but like the little Zach at 9 years old, he is getting impacted. So go to ZachCares.com. ZachCares.com. Okay. Shifting gears, we will talk about whether that is number one on the all-time list of Denver sports collapses. Also, we have to talk about the biggest question facing Denver sports right now, and that's Jared Bednar's job status. We'll get back to that at the top of the hour. And also, in the meantime, the Broncos are back on the field in 6 days, and we have 3 questions that we think will start to get answered, and we'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child ages 8 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Imagine turning that cold, wet crawl space into a clean, dry, fully finished basement without calling anyone but Homestrong. Guys, Homestrong is family-owned with 20-plus years in the foundation and concrete industry and the most experienced crews in the state of Colorado. They repair foundations, waterproof basements, install egress windows, lift concrete, and even build new foundations. If you see cracks or water issues, get a free inspection and quote. Most work comes with a lifetime transferable warranty, and financing is available. If it's at or below the ground, Homestrong is the best around. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
June hits different at Coors Field. Great matchups all month long, including the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox. And the vibes don't stop there. Score exclusive giveaways, City Connect hat, a first-of-its-kind Dinger bobblehead, a Rockies soccer jersey, and a Hawaiian shirt on Father's Day. Baseball at altitude. It doesn't get better than this. Make your summer count. We're here for the climb. Get your tickets now at Rockies.com/tickets.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're over 50, there's a good chance you're dealing with an enlarged prostate. Waking up at night, weak stream, all of it. Here's the good news. PAE, prostate artery embolization, is minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatment with near zero impact on sexual function. Lakewood location, personalized care. Visit coloradoae.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567. 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on oil?
We've got many markdowns on oil.
How about on that new STP Any Mileage?
You'll save $5 when you buy 5 quarts of STP Any Mileage with an oil filter and get up to 5,000 miles of protection.
Heck of a markdown for quite a lot of miles.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie deals. For a pretty Biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Talked me into it right before the show. You pressured me like Jared Bednar pressured Kale into playing. All right, so I felt like
pressure anyone.
Look, I was like, man, if I'm the guy that says they lose tonight, then everybody's gonna blame me. Just like if Kale doesn't play because he's significantly hurt, right? Something's wrong with his body, but he needs to play because if he doesn't play and Jared Bednar goes out there and tells the world that it's on Kale, we put all the pressure on him. Now he has to play, and he's not wanting to play because he's hurt, but he has no choice. I had no choice but to pick.
You had no choice.
I had no choice but to pick that Colorado Avalanche because I didn't want to be the only guy, all right, sitting there saying that their season is over before it's over.
I don't even know what you're talking about. We destroyed that audio.
Yeah, you're right.
We destroyed that audio.
Right. I was dreaming about that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Look, it's a massive letdown, but it didn't happen rapidly. right? You lose your first 2 games on your home ice, and then you blow the 3-0 lead. I mean, it's still impossible to believe how that happened. And we'll get back to Avs at the top of the hour because I want to have a dedicated conversation and a sobering conversation about Jared Bednar and where we're at with this, organizationally, where they are at. Before we get into the Broncos stuff, because we're 6 days away from the Broncos being back on the field, where does this week, where does this collapse? Stanley Cup favorites, Cup or bust season, massive favorite to win the series, favored in every game. Where does it stack up amongst the biggest gashes in the history of Denver sports with the 96 Broncos, 2012 Broncos, 2024 Nuggets defending a championship and blowing the largest home court lead in the history of a Game 7? Where does this stack up?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm speaking for myself, right? I'm only speaking for myself just like you're going to speak for yourself. So to me, this is at the top. It's at the very top. It's number one. All right, this is number one. You have the Colorado Avalanche that before the season even started. Now, we weren't confident in the Denver Broncos going to a Super Bowl. We didn't have that on our mind. At least I didn't, Z. All right, with the Denver Nuggets, I talked myself into saying championship or bust because you had the greatest player at the time to play the game in Jokic. You had Jamal Murray that you're hoping that he could have a bounce back year and have a really good year. He did. But also was the pieces around the Denver Nuggets that they put together that I was like, okay, it could be a championship for the Denver Nuggets. That didn't happen. But for the Colorado Avalanche, they were supposed to win it all. We were supposed to for sure have a parade because of the Colorado Avalanche handling business. They won the President's Trophy. They have some of the greatest skaters to skate around. They have 2 Hall of Famers in Kale and Nate Dogg. By the end of it, they both will be Hall of Famers.
Definitely,
we know that.
Definitely.
All right, Jared Bednar, who has been with the team for 10 years, who has been there, he has done that. You have Chris McFarland, who orchestrated and put this roster together, and it looked great during the regular season. There was no doubt that the Colorado Avalanche were going to win it all. And you know what, Z? They didn't just lose it all. They got swept. That right there takes the cake. You get swept. You don't go to a Game 7. You don't make it interesting. You just take it. You just bend over and you take it. And no grown man wants to do that. But the Colorado Avalanche did it, and they're number one for me, Z. The number one collapse is the Colorado Avalanche 2026. What in the hell happened?
Yeah, and in those other instances, like the 96 Broncos take it, they lose to Jacksonville, but the score's 30-27. Like, that's a really competitive game. 2012 Broncos against the Ravens, that's a double overtime loss, right? The 2024 Nuggets blowing that 20-point lead, you had to have a lead to blow.
Yeah.
So this was not competitive. It just wasn't. It just wasn't competitive. And so I think for all those reasons and everything that you just said, I think it's very fair to say that it is. Now, each fan will have to decide for themselves. Like, this isn't like, commandment. I'm seeing on the RamosLaw.com text line, hey, in 1990 when the Broncos got destroyed by the Niners, it was the third time watching them get beat. It broke my heart as a 10-year-old kid. Look, for sure. But in that game, like, the Broncos weren't favored to win. They were a massive underdog, in fact. I think to be a part of like a genuine collapse, you have to be like a legit favorite. And they weren't just favored to win the series. They were favored to win the cup. They were favored in every single game in which they lost and got swept in. So Super Bowl 48, I think, is another good candidate. We mentioned that earlier today. That was because the Broncos, and I have to go back and look at it. I believe the Denver Broncos were the favorite to win that game. They were the high-flying, greatest offense of all time.
Yeah, best offense ever.
And so, they were favored to win that, and they lost in beat-down fashion. So that's probably got to be a part of the conversation too. But this was bad. I mean, there's no putting lipstick on this thing. There's no put some cologne on it and no one will tell. This was bad.
And this is why I have them at number one, Z. Like, I have it at number one because of what they were supposed to do and what they did not do and how they went out. They went out getting swept by a Golden Knights team that won 39 games, regular season games, 39 of them. Come on, man.
All right, we'll get back to the Bednar conversation here at the top of the hour, but the Broncos are back on the field in 6 days. We have 3 questions that will start to gather just clues on here in 6 days when OTAs begin. And our guy, Mike Kliss, our 9 News Broncos insider, put together 9 big questions heading into OTAs. I figured we'll talk about 3 of them today, 3 of them tomorrow, finish up on Friday.
I like it.
With OTAs beginning next week. Number 1. question, according to Mike, counting down from 9 to 1. Did the Broncos make enough moves this offseason? This is a big point of consternation with this fan base. The run-it-back Broncos, we were calling them for a while. They end up making a splash of a trade in Jalen Waddle in exchange for their number 1 pick, or first-round pick, rather. But did they do enough, or is standing pat, has it maybe rubbed you the wrong way a little bit?
No. Z, I actually love that Sean Payton, George Payton, the Denver Broncos decided to pretty much run it back. You were a half away from going to a Super Bowl. Or a half away, because the Denver Broncos defense was so dominant that they were able to keep them in the game against the New England Patriots. And then you were at the game. There was a lot that went on to the reason why the Denver Broncos lost, on top of not having Bo Nix. So you bring everybody back. All right, that means you have the chemistry there, the camaraderie. You have the coaching staff back when it comes to the defensive coordinator. Sean Payton, although he has taken a step back in calling plays, Davis Webb has been in that building with Sean Payton for many years now, a couple years. All right, he knows how Bo Nix ticks. So bringing everybody back and then adding a couple pieces. It's not like we were a bad football team. We were a really, really good football team that needed another dynamic player. Well, guess what? We added that dynamic player in Jalen Waddle, my former teammate, an explosive receiver that's going to open up the game. It's going to free up Cortland Sutton. It's going to free up someone like Marvin Mims to do more of the utility work. But now you're getting that weapon that can help Bo Nix out, help Bo Nix get the ball out of his hands quicker. So, Z, I love that they brought a lot of the same guys back that know the system, that you don't have to reteach things to, that you can just hit the ground running, but you added that extra weapon, that one piece. Sometimes you don't have to blow a whole team up. Sometimes you just need a little tweak, and the Denver Broncos did that with adding Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I don't hate their approach. And if you remember, and I know you do, I was not freaking out when free agency started and the Broncos weren't like leading the charge. I was
cool as a cucumber, Z. That's who you are.
Be patient. We know they're going to do something. They're not going to do nothing. And then they got a splash later on. I'm okay with their approach. Another question Mike Kliss had, counting down from 9 to 1. Will the offense get serious about its joker? Now, you and I are both kind of on the same page. We're done hearing that phrase, joker. But as Mike points out, and he's kind of in agreement with us, it wasn't about Evan Ingram like forgetting how to play football. They never unlocked the talent. And did he do some good stuff? Yeah, occasionally. But it was so underwhelming comparatively to the expectation. And so, man, right near the top of hopes for Davis Webb and this new frontier of Denver Broncos offense is finding a way to integrate Evan Ingram's talents, because he is talented.
He is.
He's had a good career. How can you unlock him in a way that Sean Payton could not figure out this past season?
And we've talked about it, Z. For someone like Evan Ingram, I'm not looking for him to be the joker anymore. Throw that out the window. Just do your part. Stretch the football field. Catch the damn football. Move the chains on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 5. When it's 3rd down, can we rely on you? That's what I'm looking for Evan Ingram. For Bo Nix, trust Evan Ingram. All right, get him involved when you can. It's not just about Davis Webb and Sean Payton coming up with the perfect play to open up Evan Ingram. No, it's Bo Nix saying, hey, man, I'm looking for you. Put the pressure on Evan Ingram to get open. Put the pressure on Evan Ingram to extend that field and space that field out to help everybody else out. So Bo Nix, just like the play callers and Davis Webb and Sean Payton, Bo Nix needs to get Evan Ingram involved. The guy I'm looking for, though, if we're going to talk about a joker, now that you have Jalen Waddle, ZB, now I want Marvin Mims to be that utility guy, that joker, running out of the backfield like he has. All right, not having to take pressure or be the guy that stretches the football field vertically. Now you can be more creative with Marvin Mims. Let him be your joker if you're still looking for one.
All right, and then finally, our question today, as we're 6 days out from OTAs, borrowing Mike Kliss's counting down from 9 to 1 questions ahead of OTAs. This one, can Jonah Ellis transition into inside linebacker? And this one just kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
A positional change for someone who has flashed at the position he was drafted for.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. It feels like this is being sort of shoehorned in because your lack of depth at inside linebacker, not the fact that Jonah Ellis can't do the job. and it feels like it's just a bit of a numbers game, and I just don't know if that requires flipping his position. His two brothers do it. I mean, like,
for sure.
But at the same time, it just makes me nervous historically.
You know, it's interesting because Nick Bonito, he put out a tweet not too long ago about people that are doubting Jonah Ellis switching positions, saying you guys must not have watched the season this year and how Jonah Ellis can be more versatile. So, you know, if Nick Bonito's saying that, and I know he's rooting for his guy, he's protecting his guy, but Jonah Ellis knows that if he doesn't work out or if it doesn't work out at the inside linebacker position, he's going to be moved and he probably won't be with the Denver Broncos. So I have faith that Jonah Ellis is going to get it together. I've been watching some videos of him still working on getting off, but also moving laterally and vertically as just like a linebacker. And so I'm interested in seeing if this can be a better fit than the Drew Sanders moving all around. As we know, Drew Sanders has been moving all the way around from inside linebacker to outside linebacker, I think back to inside linebacker, and maybe he's trying to move back to outside linebacker. I don't know. But Jonah Ellis, obviously, if they're switching him, they have a vision for him, but he has to go out there during camp and make it work.
All right. We are just 6 days away from gathering our first set of intelligence on the 2026 Denver Broncos. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS-FM Laramie. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX. Woo! Man, oh man, and as we sit here in our fan studios, they, on SportsCenter, were literally just counting down the top 10 in-season coaching changes in the history of sports. And they're doing that, of course, because they're piggybacking on what the Vegas Golden Knights just did under John Tortorella, moving on from Bruce Cassidy, and now inserting themselves into this Stanley Cup final. It's hard to understand how a coaching change could propel a team that won 39 games.
Yeah.
39 games. They would not have made the postseason if they were in the Eastern Conference. And so, and unfortunately, the Avs are on the wrong side of that trivia question, you know, a decade, 20 years from now. And it's interesting because as they're counting down a top 10 coaching change, and they're talking about, you know, Ty Lue leading the 2016 Cavs and Pat Riley taking over for Stan Van Gundy for the Miami Heat with the D-Wade Shaq a team.
I remember that one.
Of course. Here we are in Denver on the wrong side of it. But also the biggest question right now in Denver sports is, will the Avs have a coaching change of their own?
That's the biggest question that we're going to talk about throughout. And not even because we thought if we were going to get some kind of notification that Bednar would not be with the team anymore, we would get it throughout this show, right? Usually you want to rip that Band-Aid off as fast as possible, and so that you can start your coaching, your recruitment and search.
Yeah.
In this case, we haven't got any type of news about Jared Bednar losing his job, which, by the way, I don't want the man to lose his job. He's a fantastic coach. He's done a great job with the Colorado Avalanche. He has won a lot of games.
Well, no one wants to see someone lose their job, especially someone that we, some people do.
Some people do. The first thing that human beings want to do when you're upset is point fingers at somebody, a fall guy. And if you go on Twitter after last night's game, there's a bunch of people saying, fire Bednar, fire Bednar. All right, Jared Bednar has to go. But you're saying that because you're emotionally attached to this team, but you don't also understand that there's a lot goes into firing somebody. What if you fire the man, who's coming up to help out the Colorado Avalanche? Is there another coach that's better than Jared Bednar? So I think a lot of people need to take a step back and understand that, is there a better coach out there that can do Bednar's job, Z? And that's why I'm kind of contemplating, like, do you fire the man or do you not? I don't believe you do.
I've gone back and forth on this, like, authentically. And I know in this business, like, you know, pick a side, dig your heels in. But with this one, like, man, Jared Bednar has had a great run. The most winningest coach in the history of the Avs by a mile. A Stanley Cup champion. And I've heard more of, and this is unscientific, but I've heard in general more of, I love Bedsy, but something has to change and you can't move forward.
There's always a but.
And not like, I hate Bedsy. Bedsy's a choker. Get him out of town. Like, and I know there are people like that, okay? And we know one of them. And our guy, Jimmy Marilat. But Bednar was the perfect coach for a long time, and I just question if that's the case. And if I had to guess right now, what I think the organization will do and what I would do are two different things.
Yeah. We're talking about you.
I'm talking about me. Well, in one of the cases. In this instance, do I believe that Joe Sakic and Chris McFarland will fire Jared Bednar? I don't think they're going to. And if I look at a pie chart of like my thoughts on their decision making and what they're due, it's like 51-49. I do not believe they want to. They may ultimately feel like they have to, just for a new voice. And after a decade, Pat Riley said, "Don't stay longer than 10 years. 10 years, and then you go." Ultimately, I think Bedsy keeps his job.
Okay.
If it were me, and it would sting me. It would sting me. But I think I would let him go. And it's not because Jared Bednar can't coach. Jared Bednar is a good coach. But at a certain point, these years have stacked up. And this is just simply the latest chapter. That's all this is. It's the rule, not the exception. The exception is when we had a parade in 22. But the rule is, outside of that legendary cup run, and it will never go away, this era of Avalanche hockey has been largely defined by collapse.
It's been a failure.
It pains me to say it. And I'll just run through it real quick. I mean, one, you just blew it again, so we're living in it, right? You blew it at home first two games. You had a goal, a lead, and halfway through the third period of game 2, you're up 3-0 in game 3. They blew it, okay? Last year, they were up 2-0 in the third period of game 7 and lost to Dallas. But a 2-goal lead in the third period the year before that. It's the third period. You're up on Dallas in game 6, up in the third period, and they lost. 2023, they got upset in the first round. Seattle scored first in every single game. In 2021, they blew a 2-0 series lead against Vegas. In 2020, the year before that, they blew a 4-3 third period lead with 4 minutes left in a game 7 against Dallas. The year before that, in 2019, we're going way back. They lost another game 7 to San Jose. So you just put it all on the table, and this is the most dramatic collapse yet.
You get swept.
Where you're swept despite being favored to win the series, the cup, and every single game that you got beat in. It just feels like, man, change is needed. And we just saw the effects of change to a team that wouldn't have made the postseason in the Eastern Conference Finals, who is now going to the Stanley Cup Final. And you can look back to, I think it was 2019, was it when Craig Berube took over and for St. Louis, and they went and won the Stanley Cup. We've seen it. We just lived it. And it's not a surefire equation. It's not math. You're dealing with human beings. There is risk involved, but I just don't think the risk involved is enough of the reason not to make a much-needed change. Because if you don't, you are running back the same cast of characters, and damn, this operation will feel stale.
Yeah, Z, it may feel stale to talk about, but it might be the best thing to do. You have some of the greatest skaters on your team. All right, Chris McFarland structured this team to win a lot of games. You're winning a lot of games. All right, but also, it can't just be on Bedsy. One, I know you don't want to hear it, but they were banged up. No Val.
Stop, Phil. Please do not go down this road. Do not go down that road.
I just have to state the obvious. Like, it's sitting right in front of us. Now, I'm not saying that's the biggest reason why they lost this series.
It can't be.
It's not an excuse, but you also have to at least let everybody know that they weren't healthy when they needed to be.
But if all those guys are healthy, does it change the result?
I believe it does.
Phil, do not go down this road. This is sports.
But tell me this: how do you go from going 8-1 and blowing out 2 series to then just looking like a shell of yourself?
Because those teams weren't as good. This is a much better team. These are championship players. 12 cup winners on that roster.
Exactly, but they still, come on, Z.
They were missing Mark Stone, and they went up 2-0 without their captain.
I can understand it being like neck and neck and going to a Game 7, but this version of the Colorado Avalanche, this was not a version because of
Phil,
them not playing hard. It's because they were not healthy.
Phil,
Kel is going to have a surgery. We all know that.
Phil, the 0-1 Avs won 2 series without a top 5 player in franchise history, Peter Forsberg. The Avs couldn't win a game without Cale Makar.
Look, I'm not saying it's the only reason, but you got to put that in there.
Okay, how about this? How did Cale play when he was healthy?
When he was healthy? Throughout the series or postseason? He was okay.
He was okay.
He was okay.
You can, and I will not let you do this. I will not let you blame it on health. The reason that the Avs got swept.
I'm not saying it's the only reason.
Of course,
it's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons.
I mean, you can file it under like contributing factor, but like it felt like every moment the Avs were on the ice against Vegas in the series, the Knights were on power play, and not at 5-on-4. It felt like there was 6 guys out there.
So, and you're saying, all right, to get back to Jared Bednar, you're saying Betsy has to go pretty much because it's stale.
I'm not saying
is that Bednar's fault that the team looked like this and they looked like they were on the power play and they were just passing around and not trying to get down in the thick of things in the middle of the ice? We know that that's what they were supposed to do, and they weren't doing that. But for Bednar, I guarantee he was telling them to try to do it, and the team was not doing that. That's on the players, Z.
It's definitely on the players. But when it's this much of a failure, it's the collective.
Yeah. It is.
This is me debating the 2017 Broncos who won 5 games, and people, it's on the coach, it's on VJ, it's on the coordinators, it's on the. I'm like, guys, it's on everyone. They were terrible.
So it's on the players.
It's on the players. It's on Bedsy. And there's one lever that you can actually pull. There's no quick fixes with the roster. You can trade Val. Who wants Val Nichushkin right now?
You got to pair Val with somebody else, like let's say Brock Nelson.
Who wants Brock Nelson?
Somebody.
No one right now. For the money he's on, it's a 3-year, $23 million contract. Brock Nelson, in 19 postseason games with the Avs, has 0 goals against goaltenders. 0. He didn't score a goal in the series.
But it's also, like you like to say, the body of work. Brock Nelson, before the postseason started, okay, he had a great year. He was doing some really good stuff.
He did. So did Marty Netchus.
Yeah, but we ain't talking about Netchus. We're talking about pairing Val and Brock Nelson to try to get him out of here to kind of clean the books up.
But who's going to take? But
somebody will.
Someone's going to have to take on those contracts. There's years left on those contracts. No one's going to be willing to do that. Historically, you'd have to attach assets and first-round picks for people to take those. But there's no more picks left to give.
We don't have any.
So that's why it's like there's not going to be some quick fix. They did the massive shakeup. They traded Mikko Rantanen.
So you say the only thing they can do now is let go of Betsy.
I point to me another personnel move that would represent like a shakeup of this roster. I don't know what it is.
I'm not going to point to one because I don't believe there's going to be one. And 2, I don't think they need to shake up Jared Bednar because we sit here and say, hey, it's the players, it's the coaches, it's a collective group. But then you got to put in Chris McFarland as well because he constructed this roster. He put this roster together. And yes, in the regular season, it looked sexy. It looked good. But then come postseason, like it usually does, they are not ready to play because their roster is not put together to play playoff hockey. That's what it looks like. When you watch the Vegas Golden Knights and see how they do things,
I agree.
How tough they are, how physical they are,
I agree.
And how defensive-minded they are, that's not the Colorado Avalanche. So that's not just on Jared Bednar. You have to put a little bit of blame on Chris McFarland, who we all praised.
And we did. And so if you're going to go upstairs, then put Joe Sakic in there as well. That's who's actually in charge.
You're right. Put his ass in there too.
So yeah, no, I'm okay with all of this.
So you can't.
I'm okay with. You certainly can. You certainly can. Joe Sakic ain't going anywhere. Chris McFarland ain't going.
Well, we don't know. Chris McFarland could go somewhere.
No, and if he does, it's because other teams are like really wanting his services. That's not the case with Brock Nelson. That's not the case with Val Nichushkin. So you would, and look, I'm not sitting here banging the table saying fire Jared Bednar. I'm trying to figure out what they can do to make a material difference going into next year. You're not changing the players. You're not changing the executives. a new voice could be needed. And I think that's very reasonable. After 10 years.
Very much so.
After 10 years, Michael Malone's voice was no longer heard. It took 10 years. In year 8, they won the title.
But guess what? You get rid of Michael Malone, you get rid of Calvin Booth, and where are the Denver Nuggets at right now?
Worse off.
Bad.
Worse off.
You're bringing back Adelman?
There's no guarantee. Well, that was a bad.
I don't want to trigger anything now.
That was not smart. That was not smart. Okay? I said it before, I said it during, and I said it after. All right? But looking at this situation with the Avs in a vacuum, if you do what you want, everything stays the same. And I just don't believe that is going to propel the change that's needed here. And you'd like to think that, man, you want to know what? Let's get more dogs in here. Hey, that's something easy to say into a microphone, right? Let's get more dogs in here. You're like, they were tougher. How can we check that box? I think this collection of guys in general is going to be the collection of guys moving forward. So I think a different voice in a way. Look, we saw Bruce Cassidy get fired.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. Bruce Cassidy won a Stanley Cup with Vegas, and they moved on from him in a very bold way. And they brought in Torts.
But they brought him in the middle or towards the end of the season.
Towards the end of the year.
Because there was friction, though. There's the only reason why you get rid of somebody. All right, you said it yourself. All right, the record that the Vegas Golden Knights had would not get them in the playoffs if they were in a different.
Correct. If they were in the East.
So, that's why they made that change, which worked for them. Jared Bednar and the Colorado Avalanche, they win the President's Trophy. They did everything right except for beating the Vegas Golden Knights when it mattered the most, and they got swept. But that is not just on Jared Bednar.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is.
And you can get rid of some players. Now you make a couple
but
tough decisions.
They're on the fringe. You can move fringe players. Your core right now.
I don't know. You can move a core player. You can move a guy that didn't do what he needed to do. Not Nathan McKinnon I'm talking about, and not Kel. We're talking about someone like maybe Marty Netjes, who, by the way, his contract's getting ready to kick in, and he's going to be making $11.5 million. You got Nathan McKinnon, who's making $12.5 million, and you got Kale, who's going to probably make $20 million here soon. So you may want to shake up that.
And all three of those guys combined for 0 goals in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, it's insane.
And you said shake it up. And that just was the shake up. You traded one of the, let's just safely say 10 greatest players in franchise history in Mikko Rantanen to massively shake up this operation because they kept failing over and over. So Netjes, the guy you're talking about trading, before his contract with the Avs even kicks in, he represents the shakeup. I just don't think it's realistic. I don't.
But you know what? You're making another shakeup because now you're saying we're going a different way, different philosophy. We're going to be more defensive minded. Maybe you put Taser down to the second pairing and try to pair up Netjes, or maybe let's just say you can get something for Val and Brock, pair them up and get a guy on that pairing.
If you tried to sell Brock Nelson and Val Nichushkin after what we just saw, what do you think you're getting back? People have to take on those contracts.
So you don't have to get a superstar, OZ. You got to get somebody that fits the system. That's why we praise Chris McFarland. Go out there and find a guy that nobody else is thinking of that can come in and do the job, that can help out defensively. Maybe another solid two-way player. That's what the Vegas Knights had. They had Marner, who's a two-way player. All right, he was able to do his part offensively, but honestly, during the series, it wasn't his offense that
he didn't have a goal. I don't believe in the series.
Maybe one.
Did Mitch Marner have a goal? No, he was
zero.
A goose egg.
But you know what? He played great defense. All right, they played great defense. So go out there and find a defender that can help out.
But hold on a second. Who had the best defense in the NHL this year?
Statistically. But I have two eyes.
Phil,
talked about how this team, the Colorado Avalanche, that they weren't as aggressive as we wanted them to going into the postseason.
But if you're the number one defense in the National Hockey League, something's there that can be more tapped into.
Yeah.
That Jared Bednar just has not tapped into. And for whatever reason, and again, we love Bednar. Bednar should get his jersey retired. Okay, all-time winningest coach, Stanley Cup champion. It should be like a formality. But he hasn't been able to tap into something that does exist. This was the best defensive team in the league the entire season. And I think that a philosophy switch and a new message, again, I'm searching for stuff. I'm not putting this all on Bednar.
No.
I'd be a fool. I would sound like a fool if I put this on Bednar. The players play, but the players aren't getting changed. Some fringe changes will happen for sure.
Yeah.
But in general, the Avs feel like after this disaster, they need a more fundamental change, and I can't think of something other than Bednar. and there is risk involved. It could get worse. I'm hearing David Carl.
Yeah.
From down the street.
Yeah. He wins.
He's great. He's great. But he's a college coach. And so you're talking about a first-time NHL coach coming from the college ranks. That's risky. So
would you rather have David Carl or would you rather have Jared Bednar? If you had to choose.
Bednar.
Okay.
Bednar.
There's not a lot of coaches out there that you're going to want to bring in that you can say are better than Jared Bednar. Now, yes, his voice may be stale, but if I had to choose between a new coach or a coach that knows this team that I can trust, that I know wants to win just like me, I'm going to keep him for another year. One, he has one more year on his contract, and we know Josh Kroenke doesn't want to pay a coach for just sitting on the couch. So maybe even that's going to have to be a part of this reason why Jared Bednar stays. But I'm looking at the players. I said it yesterday before the game where I said the players were letting Jared Bednar down, and I'm going to say it again. The players, when we sit here and praise Nathan McKinnon, when we praise Kale, when we sit here and say Marty Netjes is the right fit for this team, but you go out there and you lay an egg and you don't look good, the top six looks horrible, that's not Betsy. And then when you have LOC, all right, in a microphone say that Jared Bednar said we have a game plan and we did not stick to it, that's the players doing that, Z.
Phil, you won't even get pushback from me. But what I don't believe is going to propel the Avalanche to another Stanley Cup is to do nothing. It is on everyone. It is. You won't hear disagreement. But I just don't know what other button can be pushed. All right? And it's happened. It's happened repeatedly in NHL history. A coaching change with the same group of players goes on to win a Stanley Cup. We just lived it. We lived it this past week. We saw it with Craig Berube,
yep.
Here in the last decade. And so, I don't know. And by the way, go look at the history of college coaches jumping up into the NHL. One, it does not happen a lot. I mean, Drew, what are we talking about? Maybe three times here?
It has happened 5 times ever, but recently, over the last decade or plus, it's happened 3 times. And interestingly enough, 2 of them have Colorado connections. Okay, the first one that did it, Dave Haxtell, jumped from the University of North Dakota, went to Philadelphia, had a little bit of success, but nothing extraordinary. Moved on to Seattle, became their first head coach.
Yeah,
and now he's obviously the offensive head coach for the Avalanche.
He knocked off the Avs.
He did
in the postseason.
He did. The second one, Jim Montgomery, left DU, went to Dallas, had issues off the ice there. Now is in St. Louis, but overall hasn't done a lot in the NHL. And then David Quinn was the other one who left Boston University, went to the Rangers, didn't really do a lot in the NHL. So none of these guys have really made the jump and had a great deal of success. So now all the people that want to talk about David Carl, it's okay, yeah, David Carl's had an unbelievable amount of success at DU. But you're going to tell me a first-time head coach is going to make the jump from DU to a team that is Stanley Cup or bust with this roster?
And that's where I'm at. It's nothing against David Carl, and maybe he's boy wonder. Maybe he's the perfect coach, and I will be here for it if that happens. And if they hire him, I'll support the hell out of him. But the reason I was so against the Adelman hire, and I know you'll remember this, it wasn't anti-Adelman. It was you need experience. These guys have already won a championship. You can't hire a first-time guy to come into a group of veterans that have already won a championship. 11 Avs have won the championship.
You can't have a guy come in and try to lead the charge that has never been there before.
It's just not. It's not as believable. Again, now maybe it'll work, but I don't know. I feel horrible, having these conversations, but I'm trying to look at the situation with sober eyes and say, what can be done here? And it's been, again, outside of the cup run, and which was legendary, and you never apologize for it. It's been a era of Avs hockey defined by collapse. And in a lot of ways, not in all ways, but in a lot of ways, the Avs remind me of the Atlanta Braves of the 1990s. When they are in the mix, they are favored or amongst the favorites every single year for a decade straight. And it's Ron Grant, David Justice, Chipper Jones, Greg freaking Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Javi Lopez. And they broke through one time, and they fell short every time. And you thank God that they got the one, because otherwise you're the Buffalo Bills, right? So, they got the one, They've been in the mix, and they've fallen short every year. And you could argue it's never been more dramatic of a collapse than this year, and I think change is needed.
Yeah, change is needed, but I'll tell you what, the grass is never greener on the other side.
True.
We always
That's
talk
true.
about the goalies and how they need to wear losses. Maybe, all right, as a collective group and even a fan base, we just need to wear this series loss. All right, come together. If you're Chris McFarland, Sakic, and Bednar, hey, you guys are in this. Well, my father always told me, and some people don't understand, when you grin on something, you win. So if you're sitting there and somebody's doing something bad and you're laughing and smiling, going along with it, you're a part of that. And so when it comes to Chris McFarland, Jared Bednar, and Sakic, you guys are all in this together.
Totally.
And nobody is leaving. You guys sit down and find a way to win another cup. Get through to these players. Maybe be creative with the roster, the fringe moves you talk about, ZB. Or maybe, and you don't like to hear it, there's a big-time shakeup coming, but something needs to happen, but it's not going to be Jared Bednar, Z.
Well, time will tell on that. You know who Bednar reminds me of a little bit? I'll tell you here in 10 seconds. Summer's calling. We're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. Here's what you get. 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, a Bluetooth speaker, and a $250 gift card. Download the Denver Sports app right now and enter today. You know who he kind of reminds me of, Bednar?
Who?
Mike Tomlin. No one says Mike Tomlin's a bad coach.
No.
He's a good coach.
He has a winning record.
Of course he does. So does Bednar.
Every year.
But he
So
broke
does
through one time and just keeps on hitting his head on the ceiling over and over and over again. And you want to know what was really interesting to hear? Eric Johnson, who knows the inner working of that locker room, dish on Bednar and the Avs before Game 4 the puck ever dropped. And we'll play that audio for you, and you can decide for yourself coming up next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause. Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown. On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
For more than 2 decades, Denver Tech Builders has helped homeowners across the Denver metro area transform their backyards with custom deck installations and premium outdoor living solutions. They can help you too. Find out more at ddbonthefan.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For almost 50 years, Colorado has trusted the Wilhite Law Firm after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion recovered, we know how to win for our community. Injured? Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
This is Terry Wickstrom. I want to tell you about a great new partner to Terry Wickstrom Outdoors, Mad River Mortgage, your reverse mortgage specialist. If you want to secure your rest of life housing, maybe come up with some extra cash, or have a line of credit available to supplement your senior lifestyle, call my friend Mike Rabin at 303-396-2804 and ask about an FHA-insured home equity conversion mortgage, or go to madrivermortgage.com, NMLS 1504779.
I've got to tell you about Schomp Honda. If you're looking for an SUV that can handle Colorado, check out the new 2026 Honda CR-V. It's comfortable, capable, and perfect for everything from your daily drive to weekend getaways. Right now, Schomp Honda has the largest inventory since before COVID, so you've got more options than ever. And I love this. Schomp Honda does things differently. Their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy means a fair price up front and way less time at the dealership. They never charge dealer handling fees.
This Memorial Day, the best price of the summer is here at Elitch Gardens. Buy 2 season passes and get each for just $69.99. That's $15 off per pass. Enjoy unlimited thrills, splash all summer in the water park. And come back for unforgettable events like dazzling drone shows, kids' favorites like Blippi and Mika, dive-in movies, festivals, and more. Don't miss your chance to lock in the best value of the season. Get your passes now at elitchgardens.com.
At some point, you stop calling it pain and start calling it just how I am now. And that's not okay. And deep down, you know it. I'd love to lead you back to the normal you, the one who is active and carefree. So let's get started now with an introduction to the medical team at QC Kinetics and their long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain. They're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulder, hips, and lower back. And now they're moving, sleeping, golfing, running without surgery or long recoveries. The science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal. QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. No operating room, no hardware, no watching summer come and go from a recliner. And now's the time, because the longer inflammation sits, the more damage it does. So this isn't a I'll get around to it situation. Right now is the right time, and the first step doesn't cost you a thing. QC Kinetics, better starts here. Schedule your free consultation by calling 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986 with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It is QC Kinetics.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Hey Glenn, how many times can you say Denver Roof Pros in 4 seconds?
Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey! One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, sorting through all of this. And there's a lot. There's a lot to it, a lot of layers. And, just to, I'll give a shout out here, RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Or you can hit us up on our YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. The Broncos got rid of Dan Reeves and then won a championship with Mike Shanahan with a lot of the same players. The Broncos got rid of John Fox and hired Gary Kubiak and won a championship with basically the same roster, nearly. So we'll see. We'll see how the Avalanche view it. What was interesting to me is hearing Eric Johnson, EJ, who was with the Avs forever, won a Stanley Cup, went off into the sunset here recently. He's in the media space now, and he was on the Spit and Chicklets podcast. Now, I have to tell you, and you'll pick up on this, this is before Game 4. All right, so the Avs down 0-3, and Eric Johnson, where the Avs go from here.
You're looking at the Avs now, and you're looking at their core, like, they're getting a little bit older here. Like, how big is their window? I don't want to say it's closing, but it's not opening, right? So they're still in the window to win. But I mean, this is just so shocking to me. Like, if they lost in 7, which that's a stretch right now to happen. But if say it was a back and forth, teams traded wins and went 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, and they lose. Okay, so what? But when you get swept like this and lose Game 3 like you did last night, I mean, a lot of questions have to be asked. And they've already played shake up the core card with Rantanen, right? So they've played that card. What's the next card they play if they still feel like their window's open, which I think it is? Well, what do? Is it the coach? Is it another core shakeup? Are they trying to tweak around the edges with guys? I don't know. They've revamped their goaltending. They traded Rantanen. What's the common denominator? I think Jared Bednar is one of the best coaches in the NHL. He gets scooped up in 1 second if he gets fired. But where do they go from here if they get swept or losing 5 or whatever? I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
And it's crazy to hear EJ talk about the Avs from like a neutral standpoint.
I know,
because he's an Av.
And he probably still feels uncomfortable to him because he's so new and fresh out of it. He has a bunch of boys on the team. He probably has a great relationship with Jared Bednar.
Right.
And now he's probably, but he is talking about Jared Bednar maybe losing his job or another shakeup with the core guys.
Yeah, he's kind of tap dancing around it. He doesn't want to come out and say it. He's like, but you did the massive shakeup thing. You've made the moves on the edges. You changed your entire goaltending room. And he's like, so what's the common denominator? Like, he doesn't want to come out and say it. Yeah. And I totally get that. And you can probably sympathize with that, coming right out of playing and right into this. And
I would get a message all the time, what are you doing? Why are you talking so bad about me? Like, I thought we're on the same team. I said, buddy, I'm on the dark side now. I'm Darth Vader.
So, yeah, but you hear him kind of hinting at it. Like, we may just be, unfortunately, because of circumstance, heading down this road. There was one follow-up. Listen to this.
Like, as in you think maybe they need a little bit more tougher love, kind of like Vegas just got?
I don't know what it is exactly. I think Jared Bednar's a heck of a coach. But at the same time, if you go through the window of Landeskog, McKinnon, and Makar, and you only get one cup in that whole Avalanche era of their greatness, I think that's a failure, right? And I don't pin it on Bednar. I think he's an awesome coach, but where do they go from here if they lose in the conference final, which it looks like they probably will? You never say never. They could go on a historic comeback, but what's the next move?
What's the next move? That's what we're trying to figure out. And I thought it could have been possible that we got news today that Bednar has been released, of his duties, and we didn't get that news. If we're going to get it, we're getting it tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, it's going to be this week.
Yeah.
It's going to definitely be this week. Hopefully we don't get the news. And I know somebody out there, well, it's a stale thing going on with the coaches, with the players. I just don't agree that you get rid of Bednar for everything that we talked about earlier. And, again, tell me somebody that's better than Jared Bednar that can really and truly bring this team and have them win another cup.
I can't say that for certain. I don't have a name for certain. But I don't know, because I can't speak on it with certainty, if that's a good enough reason to not make a change. House cleaning thing real quick. I said the Broncos fired Dan Reeves and hired Mike Shanahan and won a Super Bowl. As a RamosLaw.com texter points out, and I appreciate you, keep me accountable here. If you put your name on it, would love to give you a shout out. That wasn't the exact sequence. It was firing Dan Reeves, then hiring Wade Phillips.
Forgot about Wade Phillips.
And that turned out not to be the right answer, and then they fired him and hired Shanahan. And then ultimately, Mike Shanahan was fired, right, after being the coach for 13 years and winning 2 Super Bowls. But you didn't do better than him. Like they made that change, and the Dauber was down here in Denver with the Broncos, and you hired Josh McDaniels, and you ended up in a worse position than you were significantly with Mike Shanahan. So it's not an exact science. That is for damn sure. This was Jared Bednar after the game when just talking about how this sucks.
Yeah, I mean, humility is certainly a word you can use for it. I think that's sports in general. I think you're going to run into that a lot on any given day, on any given year, and especially in the playoffs, right? So, yeah, losing sucks, and losing 4 straight is worse, and losing, I think the further you go, the worse it gets for me, because you start training camp, you got lofty goals, you're putting together a team that you feel like can accomplish those goals. You go through the regular season, which was an incredible regular season, and the belief and the hope that you can accomplish those goals grows. And you win a round and it keeps building. You win another round, it keeps building. And so the further you go, the closer you get to accomplishing that, and then losing kind of swipes it all away in an instant, right?
Man, you hear that like depression in his voice. It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear.
Well, at least he addressed the media.
That's true.
At least he went up there, said his piece, and it sucks. It sucks, and his head's on the chopping block. He knows that.
Yeah.
But he still addresses the media. Unlike who.
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon leaving Game 2, Game 3, and Game 4 without addressing the media. Not great. Hey, is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan youth football camp, Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Kids 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from guys like Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, Brandon Stokely, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South. All proceeds, every dollar, benefits Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more info and to register your child, head to DenverSports.com/camp. How does our guy Scrappy Will feel about this? Obviously, covering the team. He joins us regularly. Where is he at when it comes to the big picture conversation with Jared Bednar? We'll tap into that conversation next.
The season is over. The Colorado Avalanche were swept out of the Western Conference Final by the Vegas Golden Knights, losing Game 4 and ending a season that can only be described as a massive failure. Injuries, defensive breakdowns, and too many stars disappearing when the pressure was highest. The Avalanche never found answers in this series, so where do they go from here? We'll break down the collapse, the biggest failures, and what changes could be coming this offseason. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, then we all know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or hey, finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's all going to begin for you at Williams Jewelers. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come check out the finest Swiss diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but guys, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and of course the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those beautiful doors.
In a city full of choices, your savings destination is Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. Over 200 pre-owned vehicles in stock, including MPG MVPs and Toyota certified with full warranties. Visit GrooveToyota.com. Don't wait. 50 vehicles priced under $15,000 won't last. Buy today in person or at GrooveToyota.com. Start here. Go anywhere. Offer
expires 6/1/26. Not all will qualify. Restrictions apply with approved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, are you living paycheck to paycheck, feeling like there's no light at the end of the tunnel? If you're a homeowner, there is a way out. Everything is more expensive right now. Groceries, gas, the things you buy on a regular basis, and it all adds up. American Financing is helping people just like you every single day. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Their salary-based mortgage consultants will look at your entire financial picture, not just your credit card debt. The average customer saves $800 a month, and you may even delay 2 mortgage payments. Plus, there are no upfront fees, guys, and there is never an obligation. So stop financing your past and start funding your future. Pick up the phone and call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
At Smart Local 9 Sheet Metal Workers, they provide highly trained sheet metal professionals ready to get the job done safely, efficiently, and with pride. Their workforce is also built through a comprehensive 4-year apprenticeship program. Find out more at smw9.com.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
Plumbline Services, serving Colorado since 1998 for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Service at home, servants at heart.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer is coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call ROX Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of May. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd to the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
June hits different at Coors Field. Great matchups all month long, including the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox. And the vibes don't stop there. Score exclusive giveaways, City Connect hat, a first-of-its-kind Dinger bobblehead, a Rockies soccer jersey, and a Hawaiian shirt on Father's Day. Baseball at altitude. It doesn't get better than this. Make your summer count. We're here for the climb. Get your tickets now at Rockies.com/tickets.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment. Bit of trouble here this week in Denver sports, there is no doubt. Somehow we're getting through it.
Let's go.
Will Peterson, the scrappy one, the scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys?
Scrappy. Haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, I talked to you guys a fair amount on some pregame shows,
Yeah.
but haven't been here in a while.
You did a phenomenal job, by the way, man. You did a
thank
great
you.
job.
Yeah, no, it was fun, man. I can't believe I'm not going to Game 5 tomorrow night.
Crazy.
I mean, it's slowly setting in that they're done. It always takes about 24 hours to be like, oh, yeah, my Thursday night is now free. I don't get to go to Game 5. Like, this sucks.
It does.
It sucks.
It does. It's horrible. We've been trying to, I will say this. I'm thankful that And I hope someone out there we're going through it with you, and I hope that, I don't know, man, you found some level of comfort throughout the afternoon sort of going through it with us.
A little bit of peace, knowing that, hey, like, you're not the only one going through this tough loss last night.
It was awful. Where do you want to start, Will?
Let's just start last night real quick. How do you come out that uninspired in an elimination game?
It was pathetic.
I mean, you worked an entire year to get to this point. I understand you're down 3-0, and you're probably not going to climb that mountain. But to not have an ounce of pride, an ounce of fight.
They rolled over and died.
They completely died. To the point where when Mark Stone scored 5 minutes in the game, I'm like, well, they lost.
Yep, same.
I mean, with a team that much offensive firepower to feel that way, and you guys felt that way, I know a lot of your listeners felt that way, it's stunning. And it's one of those things where you're almost running out of words. Stunning, shocking, heartbreaking, disappointing, embarrassing. I feel like I've uttered those over and over and over since really Sunday night, because that's when you knew they were going to lose, right? When you blow a 3-0 lead in Game 3, and it was going to be official sooner rather than later. And that's crazy for us in this business, because normally we can just analyze these things over and over and over again. That's what we do. That's what we're paid to do. And for me, I'm like, they fell apart. They're stunned. They're shocked. They're embarrassed. Like, there's not a ton more I can offer other than what everyone witnessed. Fellas, exactly 1 week ago at this moment, this very moment, you guys were doing the tail end of your pregame show for Game 1.
And shooting down to Ball Arena to be at the game.
Damn.
Think about that. That was a week ago. In some ways, that feels like the quickest week of my life because it just flew by. In others, that feels like the longest week of my life because we had to watch this team get punched 4 different times. The analogy I made, it was like watching 4 AFC championship games over and over and over and over again.
It's crazy to think that was a week ago.
Crazy.
1 week. It's the Jay-Z song. It was all good just a week ago. Funny what 7 days can change. You were a stand-up dude. Now you sit down to aim. You used to have a firm grip. Now you're dropping names. It was all good just a week ago.
You're spitting.
Goodness gracious.
Does it feel like a long week or a short week to you guys? Because I can see both schools of thought.
Long. It feels like that was 2 weeks ago. Feels like Game 1 was 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've been playing in the games. I feel tired, wore down. And like you said, it's like we're coming in doing the same exact show. Like, not being negative, but being critical of what just happened.
Yes.
The Colorado Avalanche just got swept. Are you kidding me? Well, we went back and forth. Me and ZB went back and forth. Betsy, where are you at with Jared Bednar? Do you think he's going to be here next year? Do you think that they are going to can my man?
Well, I thought Zach was making a lot of good points during your guys' 5 o'clock segment. It's not that I want to fire Jared Bednar. I'm screaming till I'm purple in the face, fire Jared Bednar. It's I don't know what else they can do. Like, I think you thank him, obviously, for a tremendous decade. He's a Cup champion, multiple President's trophies, great guy. He's an easy guy to cover, really nice, perfect to get along with. I think his coaching style is one that works when things are rolling. But when it hits adversity, it doesn't work. It didn't work last night, fellas. They had a 25-minute stretch with 1 shot on goal. Come on.
Unthinkable.
That at some point comes down to coaching and scheme and all that kind of stuff. So, Phil, I don't want to fire Jared Bednar, but I think you have to fire Jared Bednar. And I never thought I'd utter that sentence. I remember even telling you guys a month ago when we were doing playoff preview, if they come up short, where are you going to be out on Bedsy? And I said, I don't know. Unfortunately, that's what I woke up with today. I don't want to do it. I think it's the only realistic big move the organization can make.
Yeah, that's where I'm at as well. A big move that you can make for our community, and I mean this with the utmost seriousness. You've been hearing about this 100 holes of golf for kids. Brandon Stokely going head-to-head with me. That's partially true, but we're just having fun with it. The point of this thing is to help kids in our community that we live in play a sport in which they otherwise would not be able to play. And that is a profound impact that you can have. And I talk about, Phil and I growing up pretty similarly, didn't have a whole heck of a lot, single mom raising me and my brother Jason, and not being able to play a sport that I wanted to play. Like, I wanted to play hockey, and we went to go get the equipment and even the used stuff. It wasn't going to be feasible with the sign up, and I never got to experience hockey. And so it was with great pride, like, I put my son on skates at 6 years old. Like, you want to play hockey? You're going to play hockey. But not everyone is in the position that my son Owen's in. A lot of kids are in the position that I was in, and that's why this nonprofit recruiting classroom, man, they are doing awesome stuff in our community. Like right now, they're sponsoring a boxer who's like a preteen, and he's really amazing. but he doesn't have the resources to do all the things that's needed from a training standpoint and being at these different events, and they're helping that kid out. That kid's not a boxer without Recruiting Classroom. So just consider, man, the ripple effect that you can have if you have an extra $5, $10. We would love it. And so to support me in this event, none of it goes to me. It goes right to the community. Just go to ZachCares.com. If you want to support Stokely, go to StokelyCares.com. But ZachCares.com to help kids in our community through a awesome nonprofit. All right, we're going to keep it there for now. Phil, you and I will be back at 2 o'clock tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
All right, a lot of unanswered questions that we'll continue combing through. But for now, it's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
You can look all over, but no.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about intimacy. Guys, it matters. It matters a lot, and you know that in your heart of hearts. But when erectile dysfunction gets in the way, it can feel frustrating, embarrassing, isolating. The truth is, most men don't have to live with ED anymore. It's 2026. And you may be surprised by how the right treatment can improve your love life. At Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they use advanced medical science and proven therapies that have success rates well over 90%, guys. They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if it does not work in the office, that test dose, your visit's completely free. There's no downside, guys. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you, so start the conversation. Stop living with ED. Call them, 720-440-7900, or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
We've got unbelievable prices on appliances this Memorial Day. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. We're talking stainless dishwashers starting at just $369, chest freezers for $199, or an entire stainless steel kitchen for only $19.99. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. Hurry in, Memorial Day savings are going on now at Mountain High Appliance. Visit us today and experience the difference.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you. You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Deck Builders is the #1 deck builder in Colorado. With me is the owner, Ron Gibbous. What is the advantage in building a new deck or replacing the old one?
If you were to spend $50,000 on a deck, probably increases the home value by $25,000 to $35,000. You will get some of it back when you sell the home. But do you want to use it to spend time outside with your family, with your friends, building memories and building relationships?
Start dreaming about your outdoor living space. Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors, your siding, windows, decking, and roofing specialist. During the month of May, 5280 Exteriors are offering you $1,000 off a new project. They also offer finance plans that come with no payments for 2 years. 5280 Exteriors is a locally owned company that has been in business for 20 years and knows the Colorado climate. They are a 2024 and 2025 James Hardy President's Club winner. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Welcome to Denver Sports Tonight, taking a look at the biggest stories in Denver sports from your online home for the best opinions and information on the Broncos, Nuggets, Avalanche, Rockies, and more. DenverSports.com.
And it is Denver Sports Tonight on this Wednesday night in the Mile High City. It's Will Peterson rolling along with you and my guy Joe Goodwin along for the ride as well. Been a while since I've done this. Been covering too many Avs games. Been down at Ball Arena a ton. Of course, been invested in every single second of a postseason run that just came up woefully short, getting swept at the hands of the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's go right out to the hotline, bring in our guy, the editor at DenverSports.com, James Marilat. James, I want to go micro, and then we can go macro as we navigate through this Avalanche funeral. Sort of a dreary night out. Feels fitting for what we're about to do over the next 25 minutes here or so. But let's just start with, why were they so pathetic last night in Game 4, and did that look like a team to you that had quit?
I don't know that I'd say they quit. And you heard the sideline announcer talking about during the game of how, especially in the third period, how frustrated the Avs looked when they would come off the ice after a shift. So I think if you've checked out, if you're ready for Cancun, I don't think you're frustrated. I think you just come over and look disinterested. I just think they had absolutely no answer. I mean, the way Vegas was able to – it felt like there were 7 or 8 Golden Knights on the ice, but especially defensively, at any given time. They would pick them up as soon as they crossed the blue line, and then they would also have this, like, box of 4 guys right in front of the goal all the time, and there was never an angle, particularly on power plays. They did a good job of demonstrating that last night on the old telestrator, and there just was never a shooting angle. So I think they just got frustrated with, hey, there's never any open ice, there's never a shooting lane, and we just can't get anything going, and they had absolutely no answer. That's what I think happened last night, and I think last night was the culmination of it. I think Vegas got more and more confident in what they were doing, especially defensively, and the Avs got less and less confident in what they were doing or trying to do offensively, and it wound up just being the worst of the 4 games by a mile.
Yeah, and I'm with you that they didn't necessarily quit, but they still embarrassed themselves. Can that be true? I mean,
Sure.
you go from the second to the third period, a 25-minute span, and only have 1 shot on goal. That's embarrassing for first of all, that you have so much offensive firepower and you can only generate 1 shot. It's embarrassing for the coaching staff that they can't scheme up or design anything at all that can solve